Hey everyone, welcome to a new podcast approaches. I am Mike Romana, and I am thankful to have about, 2 guests today, and literally we got the whole crew of a new podcast approaches here. So if you would like to introduce yourselves in order, just go ahead, I guess.
Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of the new podcast approaches. I'm so glad to do another week today. I let Micro do the intro because he wanted to do it, so so I'm second today. So, and with me as always is C&J.
Hey, this is C&J Gary from the Datalyzers, and welcome to another new podcast approaches. We are very excited for this week because, like Micro said, we got 2 guests, and well, we're just really excited. So I'll just pass it on to WAH.
Hello, you wonderful people. It's the Golden Man himself, the true star of the podcast, wonderful GoldenStar, here to star in another podcast.
Narcissism can be dangerous. And without further ado, we have our 2 guests, which all come from the same group, actually. So how about you 2 introduce yourselves?
Oh, I am Sonic Link, or Sonic Link 125. You don't have to say my numbers at all if you want. I'm basically a mod of GoldenSun, Shitposts. That's been a interesting.
Bit of a sketchy name.
Yeah, I mean, if I could, I would just change it to GoldenSun Shitposts. But hey, whatever. It's what
over
it
my
matter.
dead body.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I'm taking. Oh, sorry. Okay, carry on.
No, we're just waiting for.
Okay, so Micro, are you taking over, or you? Okay.
I can
yeah.
introduce. I didn't introduce myself.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
Hello everybody watching, and maybe watching in the upload. I'm alive. No, yeah, I'm Space King, or I prefer to just go by Scott when speaking to people. I am a co-founder of the Assist Alliance Twitter and Discord movement, as well as the owner of GoldenSun Shitposts, and a moderator, or should I say now currently overseer of the Assist Alliance Twitter chat, which is very busy. I generally don't really make public appearances this often, so this is a new experience for me, so go easy on me, guys. And I'll throw the baton back to you guys.
Okay, so Micro.
All right, with that all out of the way. So, for those of you that are watching, if you guys don't know our purpose, long story short is to bring all the Smash Brothers communities together. To have fun and all that stuff, because at this moment we're going through dark times and we don't want to be dealing with no Gleam and Dark-on crap, so we're just trying to form our own alliance. Just to throw in some puns there.
Oh boy.
So, Ant, did
Take
you
it from me.
prepare any topics with us, or?
I did. So basically, it's just to welcome both Sonic Link 125 and Space King to the podcast. I know we was trying to get them on for a few weeks. We finally have you on to talk about Assist Alliance and what you guys do. I said the GoldenSun Shitposts and I guess the Assist Alliance itself. So can you guys talk to all of us, like especially me, because I don't follow you guys, but I will after this podcast.
Okay.
But can you just, so obviously some people here know what you're all about, but for someone like me who doesn't know what it's about, could you just explain what you do and, you know, why you do it, sort of thing, and how long you've been doing it for, what made you start doing what you do, and stuff like that?
I think it's best to start with what I did and the lead up into Assist Alliance, as I feel like the history of Assist Alliance is also in part the history of GoldenSun Shitposts. They're a bit of a shared history there, but that's not to discredit the work and everyone else that's put in over the history of the thing, which has been going over for over a year at this point. But starting off, basically, after Isaac was deconfirmed for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in the final direct with Kennen and Sinroar, I made a video for a Golden Sun themed community event called Golden Sunday, in which I discussed the potential future of what we should do, the Golden Sun community should do after the fallout of that. And I made a suggestion in passing to do something like, well, look at what Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Shitpost is doing. We should have something like that for Golden Sun. And lo and behold, someone watching my video actually listened and made that account.
Wow.
And naturally, I wanted to be involved because it was my idea, and this asshole stole it. I was a mod very early on, and after a couple months, he just got tired of the whole thing, and he just like basically transferred full ownership over to me. The basic premise behind Golden Sun Shitposts was pretty much just to try and cheer up the Golden Sun community, because we put all of our eggs in the Super Smash Brothers basket, just praying, begging that he'd be in, and it just didn't pan out.
Well, hopefully Sakurai can throw in some curveballs, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
we're still rooting for the likes of our boy Waluigi and Gino and all that stuff.
Right.
And Isaac, you can never forget about him.
Well, I mean, we just talked about that, so that's...
Yeah, so... eventually, though, one day I get a message from a guy who... I won't go into the details regarding him, but... I get a message from a guy who's like, well, here's a meme. It was like a meme of, like, Piranha Plant advocates for assist trophies to be playable characters or something like that. It's like a breaking news type crap meme, and I was just like, whatever, I'll just post this, okay, because it seemed kind of funny. And I posted it, and it was the first meme on the account to get like really big traction. Like, I think it was over 200 or 300 retweets and like 400 or 500, possibly like 600 likes. It was like the first really big meme, and I was just like, well, okay, people really like this one, so I might as well just like make a sequel. So I went into like a couple other accounts for characters that I liked that were also assist trophies, and I basically just posted in a comment responding to them. I was like, welcome to the Assist Alliance, my brother. And I basically just compiled those to make a joke, to make a sequel. And what happened was that in a matter of like 48 hours, what was a joke became a legitimate thing. There was a Twitter chat. There were talks about building a Discord. People were trying to get into contact with other people. And it was organized. It was disorganized and chaotic. So I was like, well, I memed this into existence. I should take responsibility for it.
I like that. Memed this into existence. I like that.
Right. I memed this into existence. I should take responsibility for it. So we set up an organizational structure with a lot of and very strict rules and regulations about how to go about this. And the core tenets of the movement is to basically act as a sort of centralized hub where people who were fans of characters that had ended up as assist trophies could feel at home, at peace. Because if you go into the general notion of the Smash community, you'll see a lot of people that are extremely hostile to the idea of characters like Isaac or Waluigi, Bomberman, etc., being upgraded from a assist trophy status into a playable status. And a large part of that is just because of the Waluigi hate, but also because, there's some people that did take it way too far, who I will leave unnamed. Drama shit, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, it started off like all that, and I took a position within the staff. So I was doing two-time duty now to run this whole movement that had sprung up, in addition to running Golden Sun Shitposts. And Sonic Link, eventually, I get him into the fold onto the staff of Golden Sun Shitposts, just purely because he's a very well-known member of the Golden Sun community, and with my attention being divided, I needed someone to help out, and that's where that began. He's been on, I think, for better part of half a year, if not more like more like 9 or 10 months, and the history of GoldenSun Shitposts is like about 18, 19 months, somewhere in that ballpark.
Can I just quickly jump in with something here? I think I've seen you guys before on someone been interviewed somewhere else. Did you get interviewed?
Billy Bow 10K.
That's
Billy
it.
Bow 10K.
You did, didn't you? I remember watching that. I was getting into it because obviously I don't know much about. I've never played Golden Sun, and it's one of the games I do wish eventually to stream and play. And I was like, hang on, these guys sound familiar. Now I know where you're from. Yeah, it's just I would like to get Billy Bow eventually on here. That would be interesting. So
Yeah,
if you
we're
could.
friends with Billy.
Oh, cool. So
Yeah,
if you could send us our way, it'd be great to get him on.
Yeah,
we definitely would like Billy Bow.
yeah, we go back and forth with Billy on memes and stuff before. Like, we made this one meme because he's a big fan of the Pokemon Mudkip. We made a meme where we made a meme where basically like Fizz, which is like a Jin from Pokemon, is trying to like get Inteleon to like in the I don't even the Gigantamax form to kill Mudkip so that so that Fizz can be the
The favorite water
monster.
monster.
Yeah, the internet's favorite water monster. And Billy was just like, I feel very attacked.
Well, that is awesome. So it's great to make connections. This is really great because this is how we got other guests on. Like, the person knows someone else to know then knows someone else, and it'd be great. I've been following Billy for ages, and I was quite shocked. Just moving to something different for a moment. But when he said he's not doing any more YouTube content, I was just like, really? But Billy, you got a different spin on things, and I like it. So, but
I do realize that we were the first people to have video after his like 2-month leave of silence.
Yeah, and I was like,
we just did that purely. He's not. His situation with YouTube is that he did it as a job. And the thing is that it burnt him out over an extremely long period of time because he was just basically doing content that he just didn't genuinely feel passionate about anymore. And in addition to the fact that he had to do this sort of sensationalized, headlined kind of stuff to get views so that he could pay his bills and all that.
You should understand,
he just felt more comfortable and more at home with Twitch and the more laid-back nature of that. So that's where he went for the most part.
Yeah, that's
and as for how that happened, that connection there, basically he was just talking on his, I think it was like talking on his stream or something about the potential of like doing something for Golden Sunday. I reached out, he sounded responsive to it. I was just like, how about you interview us for Golden Sunday? That year, that event's Golden Sunday. He was totally down for it. It was a really fun experience. I remember that one.
Yeah, cool. We'll just ask Billy.
So yeah, we're familiar with Billy. We could probably send him in your direction.
Sweet, that'd be great. I would like to literally have a conversation. With
no promises though, because he is a bit more on the semi-anti-social side. That's not to speak poorly of him. He's a cool guy. It's just
that's understandable.
You can tell I'm a bit of a social butterfly. As for him, he's a bit more laid back.
Just think.
I can understand that.
Just think. It's just us guys talking. We're not live or anything.
You cut off, friend.
But yes,
guys.
I was just going to say sorry for jumping in, cutting you off. So
I can't hear anything.
Oh, hello. Can you hear us?
Dang it.
Space Ghost. Oh, it's.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, people can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right.
So
I don't know what's going on there.
I was going to say sorry for jumping in. So continue your story. So I just find it interesting. I'm listening to everything. So when you met Sonic Link, when you want to carry on from there and got him on board.
Okay, continuing on from there. Generally, when it comes to the Discord and how we structured things, we basically Assist Alliance can be like thought of as a safe haven for people who support assist trophies, but it's also akin to what I would call like what one of our mods is compared to, like something akin to like an aircraft carrier where you just send off multiple missions at once, right? Because we are also a centralized hub where we advocate for the creation of and support thereof additional movements that are built off from the foundation that Assist Alliance provides. So you have movements such as Shovel Knight for Smash, which obviously we contributed heavily in the early days to that, till they became self-sufficient and basically provided that sort of structure for them to keep going.
I'm looking actually at your Twitter now. It's got Leon for Smash, Scout for Smash, a lot of
those
others.
guys are different. Those guys are different.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Leon, like from
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
Right.
Yeah, because I got Wonder
Are
Red.
those-
I mean, you might like, and on the end, it's got Wonder Red for Smash, and then it's got the Shovel Knight when you was talking about as well.
Right.
Mm.
Those guys are a bit different. We're sometimes confused as being one and the same, those guys and us. Those guys are what's called just the For Smash community, which is just any random character for Smash that people would like, and they're just sort of like a Discord that just like links all of them together. Now, Assist Alliance, we consider ourselves like distinct from them because we have our own sort of organizational structure. We have our hashtag, we have our Discord, a YouTube channel now, a Twitch page, all sorts of stuff, right? But that doesn't mean we're not friends. We absolutely are friends with them. We do have people that go back and forth, sort of acting like as a liaison between the two communities. It's kind of interesting. But the way to identify us, like a member of our community, easily at a glance, would be the use of hashtag Assist Alliance. So I know that kind of that narrows things down a hell of a lot, but it does keep us into a single, like a funneling point, a point where we are all connected.
Yeah.
We do also, I figure I should mention, in the Discord, we're not exclusively just about assist trophies. You see, during the early days of the Discord, we were just getting members joining left and right just because people wanted to. There's like, new Discord, let's join, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people presented us with questions about like adding support for characters that weren't assist trophies but were already in a role of some kind in the game. So like a lot of people were saying like, why don't we have a Geno channel, or why don't we have a Rayman channel, or why don't we have stuff like that, right? So we added that support, but the assist trophies remain the core focus, as where we're good friends with spirits, communities of spirits, right? But generally, yeah, we keep things to the. Oh, I just got an announcement.
Okay.
I just got an announcement. I just got an announcement for Takamaru for Smash. Okay. He's shouting you guys out. He's shouting you guys out.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Takamaru.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I guess
if only he was still here.
That's cool. That's great. I said like the kind of same thing that what you do, we do, like for the Smash community as a whole, but you do it like for more assist trophies. But then you're saying you don't just do it for assist trophies though. You're doing it for like.
We extend it to characters that have a role within the game. Because a lot of people will like to say, "Oh, spirits disconfirm, assist trophies disconfirm, bosses disconfirm, etc., etc., etc."
I hate that argument. I hate that argument.
Everything deconfirms.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
It is bullshit. We exist to deconstruct that. Okay. The main argument that we provide is like, well, consider the following. First of all, Sakurai has never stepped forward personally to outright say an assist trophy character cannot also be a playable fighter. And then again, and to consider it even further than that, even if he did, this is a man that changes his mind all the time.
Yes, it is. But also, like,
Yeah,
even,
like
I don't even know if you've seen the video that was done by Game Explain with John. John.
Yeah, we have, absolutely.
Yeah, so
absolutely. We threw our support behind that video as hard as we could to get every one of our users to watch that.
Yeah, so like even John said, like the community make up these rules, about, oh, this person can't be so-and-so. It's like I have this argument near enough all the time. If I ever do a speculation video, I don't do it as many as Papagenos or Lax Chris or any other like block content. Don't do it regularly, but I do it like here and there for speculation. And when I do, if I do mention, oh, I think Waluigi's going to be a character, people say, no, he's an assist trophy, won't happen. And I'm like, okay, then who said that? He said and they don't give me an answer back. Who said he can't be an
Exactly.
Who says he can't be a fighter? Who says that? Until Sakurai says he's going to be assist trophy forever, then yeah. But then, as you said, he can always change his mind. You know, the whole, oh, it has to be a big series, can't be third party, and going through all the years, can't be a third party, and then all of a sudden we've got third party.
It has to be
and stuff like that.
Yeah, it has to be a big series if it's a third party. That was a rule too. Well, then we got characters from series like Bayonetta and Persona, and those are tiny series.
So
that blows that up. And there was like rules that like, oh, like a character can't be you can't have a guest from a competing first party. Well, here we have a Microsoft character with Banjo.
Yep.
There was a rule that like Sakurai's word is law. Then we got Ridley.
Yeah, he's too tall. He's too tall.
Because he was like saying that he wouldn't get Ridley ever because of how big he was and how, like, even if anyone remembers the 50 Fact Extravaganza from Smash Wii U, the little announcer says it really is good to have a giant boss enemy, as if he was putting on those hyphens. He was pretty clear about that, and then all of a sudden, hey, guess what? Ridley's in the game. Have fun. Oh, also, while I have your attention, look at what I sent in the guest speculation and podcast rush chat.
Oh yeah, I saw that. So,
Nice.
but then I do like it when they. All right, guys, Ridley. That's not Ridley. That's baby Ridley. Okay, Boss Ridley.
No, that was Boss Ridley.
No, it's Ridley. It's just that. It's just that the design is probably closer to the proportions and design aesthetics of the first Metroid. Because if you remember in the
Crouch
first,
down. He's like,
in the very first Metroid, Ridley is tiny.
Oh yeah.
he's slouch. I mean, it's a really good way to, like, add character proportions down to a character's level.
Right.
I mean, how
After
many
all-
times have you seen Bowser enormous compared to Mario?
Yeah,
That is true.
and then sometimes
Well,
Mario's
it's
the
like
same
every
height.
single person.
Isn't Olimar
Yeah,
supposed to be like half an inch tall?
Yeah, she's the size of Mario.
And then some reason Pikachu is now the same size as Pokemon Trainer. Okay.
It's like size doesn't even matter. If anything, I'm just gonna reference Game Explain here. The only thing I see is small-mindedness.
Exactly.
And now that we're on the topic of fan favorites, the fact that Sakurai is considering fan favorites such as K-Roar, actually, if anyone even forgot that Inkling was a fan favorite,
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Definitely were.
so if anything, why is Sakurai just gonna stop at like all the requests? Like he might as well just do it.
Micro pillow.
Son of a bitch!
It's like this
I
every
hate
week.
this
Every week.
so much.
The thing which people I notice often forget is that Smash is likely not going to end even after this game. So, and if we just stop supporting the character, wouldn't it logically just hurt their chance for, let's say, Smash 6 or 7?
Yeah, that's what kind of hurt so many possibilities back then, and that's kind of also hurting Waluigi's chances because I guess you could say Sakurai kind of lied to us with the whole ballot thing, and the fact that people were discouraged that Waluigi, for example, wasn't going to be in the game. They didn't pick Waluigi.
It
So,
was
in
Goku.
the end,
It was Goku that won that. It was Goku hands down.
Okay, so in the end, people like K-Rool or Inkling got the highest, so they ended up getting the top spot and getting a slot in the actual game, and that's the reason why Waluigi was kind of pushed over, and Sakurai was like, "Oh, so they don't want Waluigi anymore? Okay, that's fine."
No, it's the other way around. It's like, oh my god, they want Waluigi in.
Well, because he confused everybody, and that kind of backfired on him a bit. So that's what's kind of hurting people at the moment.
Well, since we got you guys on, Sonic Link and Space King, if you want to do a brother a favour and get Marina for Smash going, Marina Lightyears for Smash, I'm just saying, it'd be great.
I actually think that there is a Squid Sisters for Smash
Not
channel.
her. Not her. Mischief Makers, yeah, I'm old. Nintendo 64 game. Marina Lightyears, yeah. I would love to see her in Smash. It's kind of think of Villager and Incineroar mixed together. Throw-in / item characters. Yeah.
Interesting.
I would love her in. I did a moveset for her. Sorry. I want her in.
I see.
Since we're on the topic of what we want in general. Personally, I want. Okay, there are 2 picks. A character from Rivals of Ether, just saying, because I kind of love that game. And I know this is gonna sound ridiculous, but I started getting back into Mega Man Zero.
No, that's not ridiculous. They just had the collection come out.
That's true.
So, C&J, you haven't said much. It was your character, and then we go on to the thing what Waz posted in the chat. I know what he's going to say. He's going to troll us again. I know what he's going to say, but C&J, I know what you're going to say.
No more trolls, or I'm gonna beat the way out of you.
What?
Who I want.
Okay, C&J, all right. Okay.
Well,
Go nowhere.
well, who I'd always say for my top 3 are Waluigi, Gino, and Isaac. Simply due to the movement I've created and me seeing how much the fandoms have demanded these characters. There's certain types of passion you have to respect. And especially Isaac, who I will swear to God should have been in base. That's the only character I will say I think should have been in base.
Even
man.
I was going to say, even though I haven't played GoldenSun, what sort of Isaac? What was the last Smash Brothers he was in as an assist trophy before this one?
Brawl.
He was a Smash Trophy in Brawl when that came out, and there was only like 3 things that were in Brawl that related to GoldenSun, which was his assist trophy, a trophy, rip in peace trophies, and a new remix of one of the songs, which was weird because it wasn't his battle theme. It was the other protagonist from the second game, Felix, who got a remix of his battle theme, added along with the final battle of the second GoldenSun game. But for some reason in Smash 4, all of that disappeared. He was completely gone. There was nothing that was GoldenSun related, and it was except for a port from that remix from Brawl and just a rip from the third game, which is weird because the third game came out in 2010. So it was like, this was new. Why isn't there anything GoldenSun except these 2 songs? What happened? So that really caused a lot of people to think that Isaac might have been going to be considered as a DLC character in Smash 4, which of course didn't happen. And I think that's what helped him in the ballot as well, almost, because we got more GoldenSun stuff than we ever thought possible in Ultimate. But we still wish it could have just been him as a playable character because there's so much he can do. A lot of people don't realize, because everyone sees a picture of Isaac, especially the what's that one by Artsy Omni?
Rayman.
Smashified.
Yeah, Rayman.
Yeah. So he and I think a few others did a Smashified version of Isaac holding up the sword, and unfortunately, a lot of people think that he's just going to be some other quote quote anime swordsman, when that's far from the truth. If anyone has watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, anyone here?
I've seen clips here and there, but I haven't, properly seen it.
Okay. So in that show, real quickly, certain people can use one of the 4 elements: earth, fire, wind, and water. And that's the same thing in GoldenSun. Each character you have can use either earth, fire, wind, or water. So if anyone knows Toph, who is an earthbender, that's literally what Isaac can do. He can literally control the earth, plants, and everything at his disposal, which is incredible. And he can also create giant master magical hands if he wanted to.
Yeah, I mean,
he can conjure up. Oh yeah, he can conjure up divine beasts and angelic beings on people. He really doesn't need a sword to fight. He could just like keep it in his sheath and not ever use it, like how Captain Falcon never uses his gun.
Well, he
Like,
basically
it's
summons
like,
Master Hand, really, a yellow Master Hand.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting about the abilities in Golden Sun is that, unlike most RPGs where your spells just exist just in a menu,
Or
and
battle.
just or they just exist in a menu and only in battle. A lot of the spells in Golden Sun have application in the game world itself, which I know that's an aspect about design that Sakurai takes into mind, which is just like, well, first of all, how do we represent this character, but also how do we represent this game through this character? And in that manner, Isaac doesn't use his sword at all on the overworld. So, and the player themselves barely uses the sword after they get some of the stronger spells. So, realistically speaking, Isaac doesn't need to use his sword at all. He can pretty much just be a magic user like Robin, just even less sword usey than Robin. So,
I mean, yeah. I mean, it could be
that
like
and hero.
It could be like. He could use his smash attacks where he uses his sword and stuff, but then when it comes to his actual specials, he could just use magic, something like that.
right.
That'd be interesting.
Or a Bayonetta with the hands.
With the hands, yeah,
Well,
training
that-
days.
Think about it. Wait. My question. Wasn't there something with that whole glitch thing with something related to Bayonetta?
Oh yeah, so we
yeah.
came up with this
Yeah.
theory. You guys might have heard about it as well. It's called like the
Yeah, we've heard of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've
yeah.
actually gave it a name called the weapon glitch theory.
Now that I think about it,
We actually have like this big ass conspiracy theory for how Golden Sun is likely to return.
Oh my
If you'd
god! I didn't even think
you'd
about
be-
that.
Yeah, if you'd be willing to let us go off, we actually have a lot of information about that stuff. Like, just like evidence that points to something Golden Sun in the future.
Yeah, so because you're saying about like Isaac and with his obviously his magical master hands, but it depends because obviously we don't know much about this weapon glitch theory sort of thing because it depends on what kind. I mean, if it glitches for one attack, does it mean it's specifically for that attack? Because we've been thinking about, double guns with Bayonetta. So is it Dante? Is it Tracer, which has been now deconfirmed? Is it Lara Croft? But then we didn't think about the other side. We didn't think about big punches. I think, actually, we did. We thought about some other characters with, like big fists and
Phoenix,
stuff.
right?
So it was like Phoenix,
but there was
right?
another part of the
BP
glitch
bucks.
Yes.
that Bayonetta switched in a way, sort of switched her form because, like, you know, when she uses her, like,
it was to
smash
do with a
attack or
costume.
fist-
Yeah, it was a costume,
Yeah.
but then it depends what the glitch is on. Is it if it's they've took something something from another character to because if she's the template, it was her missing some clothes or something, missing her clothes glitch or something. But then it might be
that.
something to do with the fists, which if that's the case, it might even be Isaac. But if you guys know or don't know, Sakurai said the next Fighters Pass is going to please a lot of people. So who knows?
Yeah, we heard that.
Mm.
We heard that. I have a very strong feeling that Isaac's probably like the last character from like the top 10 ballot picks that's left that hasn't been implemented. I'd bet money on that at this point. Because like,
well, actually, there is Gino and
Gino,
yeah,
Gino would probably be another one. But I don't think Waluigi did well on the ballot. I
don't.
yeah, people were too
Waluigi
discouraged. That's
found-
what I meant, and that's why. Well, he so far isn't in the game. But I don't know if anyone really thinks that this is relevant anymore. About I talked to Paragon, and he was saying that it wasn't a guarantee, but he did hear from like a source or something that Waluigi was considered last, or I don't know if that's still a thing. But
Well,
Who knows?
This
It could be.
let's do this into a discussion right now then. So obviously we all want certain characters from like an assist trophy to an actual fighter. So let's do that right now. Instead of doing characters that we want to see, let's do like assist trophies we want to see instead of the character we want. So I'm going to let the guests go first. So I'm going to let Sonic, Link and Space King, because you talk about Isaac and you're here for assist trophies. But out of all of them, you can only choose one. Who would you like to see be in the Fighters Pass, the next one? That's a question I'll put to you guys.
So you mean like not the ones we want, but the ones we
It has to be an assist
want to
trophy.
see?
Yeah, assist trophy.
And Isaac doesn't count, right?
No, Isaac does count. He's assist trophy.
Oh yeah, because
Well, then you got your answer, but then you're better off asking us who our second most wanted then is.
Yeah, because I was unsure, because I know you was like full of assist trophies, but I didn't know who your number one person was, so it is 100%.
It's kind of a self-explanatory.
so is this 100% Isaac? So, okay, so who's your second one? Oh, look,
Oh,
Lex Chris.
shit!
It's Lex Chris.
oh, Lax Chris.
New challenger approaching. Lax Chris comes into the freaking.
Just joins.
Podcast.
Oh, he's not talking. Or is he talking? I don't know.
Just wanted to say hi. Okay, bye.
Oh, bye.
Hey, Chris.
Oh, okay.
Lax Chris makes a cameo, I guess.
He jumps in
Okay.
Looks
there.
like he's an assist trophy now.
Well, anyway then. Okay, so apologies. I said I don't know much. I know you're all about assist trophies. I said I'm starting to learn as I go along. So just bear with me here. So obviously Isaac is your number one guest. So then I'll ask the other guys then. What is your second pick? And then ask the guys what assist trophy you would like to see out of all the ones then. So Space King and Sonic Link.
Okay, so you're gonna ask the other guys what they want, and then which one we'd want out of your list, or
Your second
I don't-
second assist trophy person.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay, my second most wanted. It's not a character I want for myself. It's a character that I would want to be in my game for a friend. That would be Shovel Knight, because I am decent
Yes.
friends with a guy. He goes by Chief. He runs the Shovel Knight for Smash Discord, which is a very big partner of Assist Alliance. Obviously, and we sort of gave them the push to set them off. And that guy, I think he probably works harder than almost anyone else in the Alliance, and I think that he would be, it would be wonderful if his efforts were finally rewarded to get that character in.
Okay.
I agree with that.
So Sonic Link, what about you?
So, this has been one that's also been on my list. Like he's not one that I. How do I put it? Like of course he's not in my top most wanted. That belongs to Isaac, obviously, who is the final character I want. After that, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna stop supporting characters. I will still keep supporting. I just want to feel complete, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When
Give me
gets in.
Isaac. If you give me Isaac, I'll become like Obi-Wan near the end of episode 4 and just become one with the Force and peace.
If you strike me down,
Yeah,
I'll be more powerful than you could ever imagine.
Yeah. So yeah, with Isaac, so I can just finally be done because I'm getting old. But if I had to choose another character, because I am a big Sonic fan, it's like my second favorite franchise. I have to go for Shadow.
Okay.
Shadow has been one of
Shadow.
Shadow has been one of my favorite Sonic characters, especially his story in Sonic 06. Now I know that everyone has problems with that game, but I actually liked it.
I like Sonic
for what it
06.
was.
Thank you.
I like Sonic 06.
Yeah, and I even beat the game with all achievements too.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
really proud of that.
Seriously?
I'm
Actually.
so sorry for you guys.
I had fun, especially with friends when we all played multiplayer. I even have videos of us playing the
That's
multiplayer part.
dreadful.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Sonic Link, you're fired.
I'm going to be perfectly honest here.
Despite the fact that people have given hate to Sonic 06, I have never played, nor did I ever understand why Sonic 06 was so bad in the first place. I never even got to try it
loading
myself.
times. It was the loading
I
times
tried was
apparently.
amazing.
Yeah, it was rushed too quick.
Glitches, loading times, bad level design, bad story, bad voice acting, shitty mini games, crappy abilities that make no sense, game-breaking powers, fights you can't
Best
win,
lip-syncing.
fights you can't lose, segments that are garbage.
Guys, sorry to cut you
Best
off.
lip syncing ever.
Guys, just to cut you
You
So
off.
in other words, it just feels like an incomplete game with no balancing.
Guys, just to cut you off, this official Assist Alliance YouTube channel is actually here in the chat.
Hey.
Hey.
I would assume that is Takamura for Smash and or and/or
Someone.
Lazy Biscuits
Someone.
running that.
Oh, welcome. Nice to see you here.
We would have got him in, but he's kind of busy, I believe.
Yeah, it's okay.
Holy shit, the Assist Alliance is here.
Told you.
Nice.
Taka. Okay,
Hey,
Taka.
Takamaru.
Taka.
Oh, it is.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So, yeah, Sonic 06
So, yeah.
hasn't won. So,
All right.
So, yeah.
I guess we should try and get a little bit back on track because you were asking about history before we went on to a humongous tangent.
oh yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. Come.
But I want to say, this isn't. I have hope for the future of the Assist Alliance, but I do just want to say that I am just sort of done with the communal aspect of things.
Mhm.
And the reason for that is just because we had an absolutely just god-awful, titanic amount of drama internally, specifically regarding end users and a bunch of nonsense revolving around that, and people that didn't like our rules. Because we're very strict on our rules. We have rules that say, like, okay, don't message Sakurai. He told you not to.
Mhm.
Don't tag e-celebrities. Don't tag journalists. Don't do any of that sort of nonsense. Because they don't want it. They don't want spam. We don't want to make ourselves look like idiots. Do not fight detractors on Twitter. Because here's the thing. If we fight detractors on Twitter, we get made out as the monsters that they think we are. Okay? We make assist trophies look bad when we do that. We have a lot of very, very strict rules. No spamming, no, like, just bombarding our links goddamn everywhere. Nothing like that. But we had a couple users that just didn't necessarily agree with that and didn't necessarily agree with my direction. And it just snowballed into a humongous disaster. And eventually I had to throw my hands up in the air and say, screw this crap, I'm out, basically.
I don't see
I'm
that
still
as being harsh.
in.
I see that as being
Right.
fair.
Right, exactly. I don't think our rules are hard to follow. It's just common internet courtesy that people didn't want to follow.
I agree with that.
Well, anyway,
Preach it to the choir there. We have every right to try to make rules like that, and yet people sometimes just don't agree with it because they think that they can do whatever they want because it's the internet.
Right.
We have dealt with so many people like that before, so
Yes.
we respect, we kind of feel the same way.
right.
in
So
all
I sort of
honesty.
just threw my hands up in the air and said, screw it. To the communal aspect, I stopped. It's like, my problem was I was just being way too trusting. Like, I gave too many people too many chances. I talked to too many people. I handed out information. I confused people that were fans and or acquaintances with people that were my friends. I made a lot of mistakes, and I just said, like, okay, I'm just done with the communal aspect. I'm just gonna take a big break, which I did, and once I'm back, I'm only back in an administrative staffing type position, which is where I'm doing. Basically, I'm just working behind the scenes at this point anymore. But as for the community stuff, all the toxicity that we were experiencing for a while there, from what I can tell, a large portion of it is gone. Though you never know, it's the internet. I guarantee you that if this video gets big enough, there will be one specific troll on this video, and I will tell you that you're best off deleting and blocking him. But yeah, for 99.9% of that, like, if you join us, you're going to be perfectly fine. Just because it was primarily isolated around the Twitter chat, which, I don't know, I feel like our best course of action, AA's best course of action might be to just burn that chat down and try again.
All right. Well, it's good to know all about it and stuff. I said, yeah, I've had problems, but just see it as like a learning curve, really. You know, you're going to make mistakes, but then you do better next time. You know what to do. You know how to handle that situation for next time. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, anything more to
To
add,
be
guys?
fair,
Yeah, go on.
to be fair, Space King, from what I've seen in this alliance, you guys, while strict, are pretty forgiving. You give them a decent amount of chances, even if you follow the rules to a T.
Right.
There's really no excuse for them to be screwing up that bad to be banned, unless they just genuinely don't care.
That's the problem, is that apathy. They hear what we say and it goes in one ear and out the other. So basically, I've just taken a zero tolerance policy going forward. Because it's like 3 strikes, you're out. Bye.
Yeah.
That's how it is now.
Mm.
And I told the people in the Twitter chat that the other day when I quote unquote returned, right after I hadn't commented in that chat for like 2 months, and I just said like, no, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm just here to do a job. Okay. All right. So basically, it's like that case where I'm just trying to be more self-centered, professional, but / self-centered in a good way. Basically, I'm self-care. Thinking about yourself, right, and putting your own mental health first, right. And I realized that the problem for me was that I was, the expression "don't feed the trolls." My problem was feeding the trolls. Basically, I was feeding the trolls.
Yeah, we understand. Don't worry. We've been there, got the T-shirt, but again, just like learning each time how to deal with that situation and stuff like this. As I said, we've all had it, like all of us here, which we keep stressing to people. Like they'll try and bring some outside drama, not going to go too much into detail. And we say this Discord, this channel, everything is a clean slate. We don't care what happened in the past. We're here now. This is different. We're just here just to have a good time, talk about Nintendo, Smash, and other things you want to talk about. And just, as I said before, just bring the Smash community together, meeting people like yourself, and talk about what you do and what you love, the stuff like you've been through. It's just all very interesting to me. That's why I really like it when we have guests and just talk about what they are passionate about, or what they have been passionate about, So
I understand. All right.
All right.
Well, anyways, now that I've given a more proper rundown of Alliance history, and that it hasn't been without turbulence, I will say that right now things look better than they've ever been. There's like a community art project going on right now, which is getting a lot of traction. I saw that there's like the dedicated YouTube channel, which I didn't have any hand in, which is like one of the first times we've established something Assist Alliance related that I had absolutely no hand in. So it's becoming sort of self-sufficient where I don't have to be there in the gears moving things anymore, which is fun. I like that. That it gets me the chance to just sit on my ass a bit more.
Well, we'll support you in any way we can. As I said, I didn't know much about you until WAH said. I think I was going to say, I'm going to follow you on Twitter, but then I'm already following you. I think, WAH must have just told me just to go follow him, so I just did.
I think I did. I think that's one of the first things I told you, Ant, actually.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's been great. Is there anything else you guys would like to talk about the Assist Alliance, or anything you got going on, or anything like that?
Not necessarily, but I did see that you guys had more topics that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
so I guess we could move on.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess you could move on.
Yeah, cool, 100%. If you guys want to check out, all the links are in the description, so make sure you go and follow their Twitters and their Discord and even the YouTube channel. So make sure you guys do that good stuff. So anyway, what we do is, on the show, we go through, we've been trying to do it set up, but we got it this week. So we go through all the speculators and people that do like Smash-related content. We go through each person, usually. And we're going to go through some of Lax Chris's videos, but we've got a lot here today, so we're going to go through them as quick as we can. And if anyone's got any input, just jump in whenever you want. So... Okay, so Lax Chris did a few videos. So one is a Pokemon Go Abra Community Day, and other events have been postponed due to the coronavirus. So I don't know if you guys want to talk about it. I don't know much about this, so I don't know if anybody wants to jump in and talk about it and take over the reins.
I'll happily.
Yeah, go on in.
No, well, let me just repost what I posted earlier.
Excuse me for just a second. I gotta go for just a couple minutes. I'll be right back. Okay.
Let's go, Space King.
No issues.
Let me just repost all of that crap.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, I edited it a few bits because there's some things we talked about before.
On the Lord of the Coronavirus.
Hey, Micro, I had to repost it because some of the stuff we've already been through, so I can repost a new one.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, okay, let me just redo it. So, just talk, we're gonna talk a song, when I'm
show
just
it on screen.
Not showing it on screen.
Show it on screen.
Here we go, let me put in guest speculation. Okay, so this one, there you go.
The people need to know.
Yes, what we're talking
No,
about.
they don't. They never need to know.
We're going stuff behind the scenes. They don't need to know. Anyway, yes. So the Go Abra community, Micro or CNJ. I think CNJ wanted to talk about it. So.
sure, happily.
Yeah.
So basically, in Pokemon Go, there are a lot of different events. Sorry, especially for like finding different kinds of Pokemon, like Alolan forms, not like Alolan forms, Galarian forms, and there are also like these things called raid battles. Um, so yeah, that's basically it. And also, like, yeah, it makes sense. Events are being canceled because of coronavirus, because like literally, like coronavirus is really big in the world, and um, it's just really sad that all these events are canceled just because of the coronavirus.
All right.
But also, they're doing a really good thing about it. So
can you just explain, go into detail what the Abra Community Day is? Because obviously it's something to do with Pokemon meeting up. I don't know if I said much about it. I know it's cancelled, but what exactly is it?
it's basically a day where Abra spawns way more frequently.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's basically it. Like everyone just tries to catch as many Abra as they can. And they, for some reason, you can evolve an Abra. No, not. I was thinking of Mew for some reason, but if you get enough, you can also evolve to a Kadabra, then Alakazam. Usually, it is very hard to find Abras now in Pokemon Go, but because of that day, Abra Community Day, Abras are popping up way more frequently.
I think I heard someone say that you can catch all Pokemon. Pokemon Go have like redone something or revamped something that you can catch any Pokemon in your house or something. But I'm not quite sure how true that is because I haven't played Pokemon Go for ages and I haven't even tried it. So
I've never played Pokemon Go.
I've played it a little bit.
Okay, that's
I haven't played Pokemon Go in a while,
I tried it.
but I
back
literally
in
heard
April.
about like the new generations. I mean, sorry.
It's okay. Anyone?
Never played it.
Never played it. Yeah, so
I have.
It's a bit annoying because you got to go to different parts. Like, if you're not allowed to go anywhere, which actually in this case we're not even allowed to even play Pokemon Go because of the whole coronavirus thing. Actually, what was I gonna say?
you play Pokemon Go every day.
Literally, it feels kind of limited now.
But
Not
yeah,
gonna lie.
I can't remember where I heard it, but apparently they've updated it so you can catch Pokemon inside your house, but I don't know how that exactly works. So you don't have to go anywhere. So Pokemon Go's taking advantage of this, but I'm not quite sure how true that is. So that's just what I've heard. So guys, don't take what I said serious, okay? So
We got it.
So did you want to say anything about Pokemon Go?
I played it for a short time and I just found it boring. I honestly didn't understand how people enjoyed it.
Fair enough.
I was literally just there like, I do my exercise anyway. Why would I waste my mobile data for this?
So we're just going to gloss over this very quickly. So again, something else been postponed due to the coronavirus. Which is unfortunate. I said we're not going to talk too much about that. I know it's bad.
We
I
didn't
hope you
talk
guys.
about this already.
I hope you guys, all okay and just taking measures and stuff. So, but anyway, so an employee. Speaking of coronavirus, employee of Nintendo America has contracted coronavirus. So I guess that's going to stop a lot more.
But didn't we talk about this already?
Well, the Nintendo. I don't think it was Nintendo America. I think we talked about other things, but
Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't.
Then if so, then wouldn't it just be another like person contracted with the coronavirus?
I'm not quite sure. So, but if we did, we could just gloss over it. As I said, that's probably why, like, Direct has been delayed and some other stuff has been delayed. But then, at the moment, a lot of things have been delayed. We can't help that. I don't know if you guys know, there's actually a gaming shop in the UK called Game, and I got an email today saying they're not going to do any deliveries to anyone from Game. So that stopped. Everything's just on hold, really, until further notice. I'm not going back to work till like Thursday next week. Finished on Thursday this week, so it's just crazy. Okay.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it makes sense that Nintendo would be susceptible to having some of their employees get the virus because they are a global corporation. They have offices in nearly every major country, so it makes sense. But it is terrible to hear, and I hope that the guy who did get it, he's getting the help that he needs right now.
Yeah,
I've heard that I've heard that Nintendo is a relatively decent company to work for, so
I heard
I hope
too,
that
yeah.
I hope that like whatever their like health insurance benefits are covering whatever the guy's problems are going to be.
Yeah.
And so my hopes out to that guy. And
Yeah, 100%.
and honestly, I don't mind if a direct was delayed as a direct result of this. I do not mind at all because the literal health of the company's employees comes before anything.
100%. I mean,
Absolutely.
I hope people are not kicking up at Sakurai or anyone saying, because this is why the next DLC fighting presentation are delayed, because the coronavirus. And I hope there's nobody or people out there saying, "Oh, for God's sake, why don't you just do it?" and stuff, because you will get those people, and I hope no one's doing it, and hope a lot of people understand that. I really do, because we don't need people like
I
that.
will punch them in the dick. If they even believe
Oh.
We've gone that far.
Oh no,
haven't we?
there are a couple people on Twitter that are like that every time that like we don't get a direct, and I just block them. It's not even worth responding to, because like most of them are just like 10-year-olds or shit that don't like necessarily understand what the hell they're talking about.
What's a Mario? Tell me what a Mario is.
Right, basically. As for the potential of like a Nintendo Direct potentially getting delayed, like I'm in the camp. This is a very unpopular camp to be in, but I genuinely don't care, because I have like 30 games on my Switch that I still haven't played. So like whatever, whatever.
All right, we're moving through these quite quickly because a lot of it was around the delays anyway. So there's hopes and predictions for Pass 2. So we've said our lists already. So what we're going to do is, instead of going through our lists all the time, we're going to just have you go for 6 people. I know you said you wanted Isaac 100%. Regardless if it's Sis Trophy or not, but I could be wrong. But what are your 6, Space King and Sonic Link? Any of you can go first. What are your 6 would you like to see in the next Fighters Pass?
My ideal, like my personal wants for Fighter Pass 2, I would want Isaac. I would want Shantae.
Yes.
I would want the Doomslayer.
No.
I would. Well, I'm sorry, but you are objectively wrong.
Master
Anyways,
Chief. Master Chief.
But
yeah.
No, we must get Shantae. She's more.
Yes, we need some waifus.
I would like Crash Bandicoot.
We need waifu material.
Okay.
Let's take some time.
Okay, so I think I listed 4: Isaac, Doomslayer, Shantae, Crash Bandicoot. Who else? I know there's...
No, that's all.
Oh, Rex.
No. Yeah, Rex. Okay, yeah. How did I forget that? He's like my second most wanted. Yeah.
Hey, what about Waluigi? Everybody's thinking about me.
In addition to that, I'd probably say, I don't know. I think I want it's not necessarily like a thing that I would want so much as it is a thing I think this game needs, and like I think they need a character that'll like just get the casual part of the Nintendo community to buy the pass, like to be successful. And for my money, the character that probably fits that bill the best is probably Sora. I think. Like I think like your first character in Fighters Pass 2 could be Sora, and that'll get most people to buy the pass, right? Sort of like how Joker just like convinced a large portion of the casual part of the Smash community to buy the first Fighters Pass. And then after that, like if you give me those 5 characters that I just listed there, like I'll probably like literally never ask Sakurai for something directly again. Like I know people say that, like just like they get one character, but for me it's just like in Smash 4, I got pretty much every character in my top 5 that I wanted, except Isaac. I wanted Mega Man, I wanted Little Mac, I wanted Bayonetta, and I wanted Shulk, right? So I got 4 out of my top 5 that I wanted. So I was just like, it was celebrate good times in Smash 4. But then we go to this one where I'm just sitting here with the same want list the entire time that's not shifting at all, and it's very disappointing.
Now that I think about it, Little Mac's the only assist trophy that's ever been given an upgrade.
No,
Thanks.
no. Isabel,
Isabel.
Dark
Dark
Samus.
Samus.
Oh shit! Oh, I forgot.
They're the only upgrades, little
I
Matt.
forgot.
Wasn't
I'm a
Char?
dumbass,
It wasn't.
apparently.
Wasn't Charizard a Pokeball in Melee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
and-
yeah.
And also
in
Smash
Smash
64 on Saffron City, Charizard was a stage
Pokeball.
hazard.
No,
Okay, so
that's
that-
not Char. That's Charmander. You.
It was?
Yeah.
Yes,
it was
it's Charmander.
Charmander.
Charmander was the one that appeared in Saffron City. Charizard was the one that appeared in a Pokeball.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Well,
that's
Pokeball
still
both
that's
64
even better
Melee.
then, because that's enough.
If anything, I wanted Porygon out of that whole list in freaking Saffron City as a character.
I wanted the Galarian form of what was that guy's name?
Porygon for Smash for the salt.
Porygon.
I know we're going on about Pokemon there, but honestly, I haven't been a fan of Pokemon for like 3 years at this point. Like
Yeah. Also, just gonna say, let's please. I don't want a freaking like 8th generation Pokemon.
I'm expecting it to happen, honestly.
It's
I-
inevitable if it
I am.
happens. I'm just like, no. We've already done Fire Emblem character. Just don't give me Pokemon.
All right. So
Hey, if Fire Emblem could happen,
Mm.
for sure, an 8th-gen Pokemon would
No.
happen. Especially how much Sword and Shield popped off.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
so Sonic Link, what
We
about
need-
your 6?
We need a space for the WAH.
So Sonic Link, what about you? What are your 6?
My 6th most wanted. Well, it's obviously Isaac being number 1. And in fact, if I just got Isaac and only Isaac, I would be good forever. I would never ask Sakurai or Nintendo for anything ever again. I will be content 100%.
Fuck off.
With
and
that
never
said-
ask
That
me for
rhymes.
anything ever again.
With that
Well, I would
said,
say actually, if I was like, if I'm factoring out like Sora, because that's a character I feel like the game needs, right? If I'm factoring him out, then the 6th character I would want would be Akira from Astral Chain.
oh, that'd be cool.
Really?
Anyways, continue on Sonic Link.
Cool. So with that said, there is one other character that would be almost as hype I would be as Isaac would be, which is the Doom Slayer. And the reason why is because for the longest time, Doom has been one of my favorite franchises since I was a kid. I played the very first Doom games when I was young, and they were a ton of fun. But I never thought he would ever get into Smash. I always put him in my most impossible, most wanted list for years because I'm like, he's never getting in.
Now
That would be
every single
amazing.
Doom game is on Switch.
Yeah.
I
every
know,
single
which is
one.
awesome. Which is awesome, and they have history with Nintendo, especially their Doom 64 being a Nintendo exclusive, which turns out could be the connection that people needed for Doom Guy and Doom Slayer to be the same person. At least I haven't played Doom Eternal yet. I'm still waiting for that till next week, but hopefully everyone that's doing all the mail and packaging, they all stay safe. I really hope they do. So I can wait. I can wait for that as long as they're safe.
I'm waiting until I have money to get that game.
Bruh.
But yeah, so when it comes to Doom Slayer, I never thought he would be possible. But then after the Fighter Pass was announced, there were so many Doom fans out of nowhere saying Doom has a chance. Doom Guy has a chance to get in Smash, and I thought, no, don't do this to me. Don't give me hope at all.
Well, the deconfirmation from with the deconfirmation that they made at this point, it's kind of inevitable that he's not gonna get in.
At
Oh,
least
the
then pass too.
now what I found that interview very interesting because it seemed like was it Hugo that got interviewed, correct?
Yeah.
Because
Hugo
if it
Martin.
was, because there's two things that I thought of that was going on. One, they were talking about the first Fighter Pass, so they never came to him about it. But the second Fighter's Pass, that could be a different story. So he probably just referred to the first Fighter Pass because it was still ongoing. So he's like, yeah, they never came to us about that.
Huh? That's actually
Interesting way to dodge the question and pretend, yeah, he's not in, without giving it away. And then there's the second thing where he probably never was talked to at all. They could have talked to Todd Howard, who's about Bethesda, since they're the ones who published Doom. So Todd Howard probably actually has that info, and Hugo Martin doesn't.
Yeah, that is actually more likely now that I think about it. That they'd go to the execs, not the developers. They wouldn't go to the developers until the project plan was confirmed.
Yeah.
Huh.
At that point, and if I'm not mistaken, Sakurai just recently said like they haven't gone to the developers about working on the Fighters Pass Volume 2 characters yet because of coronavirus. So yeah, that actually checks out perfectly fine as a way for it to barely keep Doom Slayer's chances alive.
Yeah, that's why that interview strikes me at oddly for that, because especially when you have that darn Kakamalo leak that
Oh god.
still hasn't
Yeah.
been killed properly yet.
Yeah,
I'm
like I
hoping-
still have yet to see an actual mod to be able to exactly duplicate what was shown in those pictures and videos. Until I see that, I still think there might be a chance that Doom Guy gets in, whether as a Mii costume or a fighter. I have no idea. But until then, until we get confirmation of what happens through this past 2, I'm gonna lean towards it might be real, but with caution though. So
Right, so if you want to continue, sorry, I don't want to get on a bit of a tangent here. We'll talk more after, but I really want to know, Sonic Link, more of your choices. That's what I want to know. So.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry.
Well,
Those-
he had to
those were,
justify it to you because you said no, and
I tell you why. I
I
tell you why afterwards. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because when it comes to Isaac and then Doom Guy, he's like the closest second that he would make. He would, if he came in first, that would actually ease the pain of not having Isaac in, honestly. But anyway, my third. All right, continuing on. The third one. This is also an impossible choice, but could happen since Microsoft is now involved. And it was made by Rare back in 1999 on the Nintendo 64. The characters from Jet Force Gemini, which is Juno and Vela, they can be both alts with each other, like how Byleth female and male counterparts are.
All right, yeah.
That is my number one favorite game of all
Oh,
time.
C&J, do not tease me.
It's one of the Nintendo 64 games that I really would like to play again, and I'm quite surprised when you said Nintendo 64. I'm like, oh, he's gonna mention something from like Conquer or something, and it's a Jet Force Gemini. I was like, oh, a game I haven't played.
I thought you were gonna mention Putt Putt.
That's actually the exact position. I've never asked him about his 6 most wanted characters, so I thought he was gonna say Conquer.
Yeah. So continue, Sonic.
It has to be like an N64 character, or
The one I mentioned.
yeah.
Yeah, this was originally on Nintendo 64. It was a third-person shooter, and it was definitely ahead of its time. It's how do I even explain it? Well, it would probably take too long if I did explain, but they would be a gunner type, of course. They have a huge arsenal of weapons, and I mean including fish food. You'll have to look that up for yourself on that. But,
Now that we're on the topic of that, does anyone remember when a freaking what was it? James Bond was freaking rumored to be a character for Smash 64.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
007.
I remember
Now
that.
that I think about it, nah, they shouldn't bring him back.
Oh.
Gosh.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay.
That's such a stupid idea, but I love it.
But yeah, like when it comes with that, that's another impossible chance. But it could be possible, but there's like almost no demand for
Virtually
these characters.
zero.
It's
Yeah.
I was gonna say
So
it's the
if
same
I
with
can
my
add-
character as well. Marina Lightyear's Nintendo 64 game, Mischief Makers, pretty much nobody. That's why I did a moveset video with her, because I'm like, come on, there's got to be some people. There is, but not as big a following of obviously of Isaac and all that. So I know how, I know. I got you. I know, right in the feels as well.
Yeah, yeah. If that ever happened miraculously, that would be amazing. But I'm not gonna hold my breath for it ever. And However, there is a chance that they could decide to make them as Mii costumes, and I will be completely fine with that. Honestly, since Microsoft is involved, they could be like, "Hey, here's some rare costumes, like Conquer or whatever." And Jet Force
I feel like
Jedi
Conquer
and-
though is better saved as a fighter. That's just me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
100%.
If it came to it, though.
Yeah, he should
So,
have
like,
a
lot
remix of The Great Mighty Pooh.
Oh, God.
That would raise the game's rating, probably.
The Great Mighty Pooh.
Going to throw my shit
At you.
Best song ever in any video game.
Oh man, but yeah. So if they got a Mii costume, I would be super happy with that. I'll be excited. But all right, now to move
All right, I'm back.
on.
What's going on?
Yep, we're on the 5th character.
Next one would be Sora.
Yep.
Actually, now
Dora?
Sora's
Oh.
Sora from Kingdom Hearts. I've been a big fan of Kingdom Hearts since the first game. I loved it, but for some reason I only played Kingdom Hearts 1 and Chain of Memories around that time, and never played the future games until after 2012. And I finally got caught up with all the games. So,
Even
but
3?
Sora has been. What's that?
Even 3?
No, I played 3 and Remind. I beat them all already. But at
Yeah,
the time,
today I just
I-
beat Kingdom Hearts 3.
yeah, it was fun. I actually enjoyed it, especially Remind. My word, Remind was something else. But anyway, Sora's an interesting choice for me because while he is in my top wanted list, he's like on the edge. Because if he didn't get in, I wouldn't be mad at all. But if he got in, I would be really happy. Because I feel like he would. I don't know, because he is involved with Disney and Disney owns Sora. It's a complicated relationship right there, because it might open the gates for fourth party characters or something like that. And I'm like, Smash is meant for video game history kind of thing, but that's just me. Like, if he got in and they found a way to bypass all that, great, that'd be awesome. But I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like, I want him, but I wouldn't be mad if he didn't get it. But anyway, next character, Shadow. I would really love to see Shadow. I don't know why he wasn't at least an Echo Fighter in base game. He would have been perfect for it, even though I could say he has a lot more moves that Sonic can't do, like Chaos Spear, Chaos Blast, Chaos Control, all that stuff. He would have been pretty cool.
Chaos
And then
Smash.
finally,
Chaos Smash.
Yeah, it was from Sonic Boom Rise Clear.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was.
No.
We will not talk about that.
And then the final character, after these 5, it's always random, but I definitely want to give the 6th slot to Waluigi.
Oh, hell yeah!
Everybody's thinking about me. Nobody's gonna get a smash
The
but
reason-
Luigi. Wow.
Like, if you told me this, like, years ago, Waluigi would have not have been on my list. But over the past few years, he's really grown on me. And especially thanks to a artist on Twitter who does the Super Camelot Brothers, made me really fall in love with this dynamic of Waluigi and Isaac being brothers, since they're both made by Camelot, which is awesome. So
I didn't actually think about that.
yeah, so Waluigi was made in 2000, and then 1 year later, GoldenSun was made, and they're technically brothers, Camelot brothers. if you will. And the dynamic that this artist has done has made me go, "This is amazing. I love this. I want more. I want Waluigi and Isaac to finally get their day. Let these Camelot brothers get in once and for all. Come on." And of course, I'll add 7, Gino, because they've been needing that character for a long time. So anyway, I'm done.
Okay, cool.
I'm done
That's
spewing
right.
out.
But it's just interesting to see who your guys' picks. Now, there's one other question before we end this off. So, do you think we get a bonus fighter with this? And if we do, yes or no? Well, what bonus fighter would you have?
If we got a bonus character, I think that it would probably be I think they would probably be something that the community sort of expects, but something that, like, it's like you expect, but you don't expect, like a Geno type character or a Waluigi type character, something that people really want, but there is a big, like, how do I put it, like, a stretch to get there, right? And I feel like the best sorts of characters that fit that sort of role would be like something like Geno or Waluigi.
Yeah.
If it was up to me, I'd want something to piss people off in the last few minutes.
Jonesy for Smash.
Yeah.
For me, it'd be like I'd want something like another goddamn Fire Emblem character just to piss as many people off as possible.
No, it'd be a Goomba. It would be a Goomba.
Nah.
Goomba.
No, I actually would be happy with the Goomba. Not gonna lie.
No, wait. Just imagine this. Goku comes in, but it isn't Goku from the anime. Because the Goku fans are getting hyped. They bring out the NES Goku from that old NES game.
I want die. I want the die.
I want to die. All right, but I do have good news about like Waluigi and all that stuff. I've said this before that since most of what's going to be used on the next direct possibly is going to be used from the canceled E3, might be a huge announcement from Nintendo. So if anything, it has to be a character that's been highly anticipated and highly requested by the community and, well, Smash fans in general.
Fingers crossed for Isaac.
Same here. The reason
I mentioned this earlier, but there is actually a really big theory regarding the potential for GoldenSun to return, and I think I'll just go over the specifics right now. Okay, just like very quickly. So basically, if you go into the development history of Mario Tennis Aces, Camelot Software's last project, you find some very interesting discrepancies. Okay, because they were working on that game before the Switch was revealed, obviously, to get it out in 2018. But they actually changed who was directing the game near the end of development and producing the game. Before, it was the director and the producer were the Takahashi brothers from Camelot Soft, who were responsible for the GoldenSun games. And in December, they both got off the project entirely, presumably to go on to something new. But what is important, the significance of December of 2017, and what's the significance there? Well, that month was the month that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 released. And if you go into the numbers and the math and all that, that was the single most successful Xeno game in the series. Like, since Xenogears in 1998, that was the single most successful game that Tetsuya Takahashi from Molosoft ever worked on. So all at once, that would have proven the commercial viability of RPGs and on the Nintendo Switch as a platform, and that's led a decent chunk of people within the GoldenSun community, or at least the hardcore side of the GoldenSun community, to think that there's a decent shot we could get a GoldenSun revival because they just greenlit it in response to seeing how well RPGs did on the Switch. And that conjoined with like the strange development history of Mario Tennis Aces, in conjunction with the just total radio silence, like abnormally long radio silence from Camelot Soft. Like this is like one of the longest periods of time that we've had not a single peep from them since I think since ever, really. Like, usually they have something revealed every 18 months. I think now we're like going on like 2.5 years since their last reveal of something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it adds credence to the idea that maybe we are getting lucky. Maybe they are doing a GoldenSun 4 or a GoldenSun reboot or something along those lines, right? And to go even further with that idea, a couple of us within the Golden Sun community, we went into the numbers and the sales and all of that of Camelot Software's previous projects, and we saw that the Mario Golf games, although some of them are really beloved, they sell really badly. Really, really badly. Mario Tennis is the most profitable thing that Camelot works on, and the second most profitable thing is actually Golden Sun. So
they might as well reveal both Waluigi and Isaac in the same direct. Please let it happen.
Right.
That would be the dream.
That would be the dream. Anyways, so I think that it's actually really possible that Camelot Software's next game is actually Golden Sun, just looking at those factors right there.
To add to that is
there's also the trademark situation, which just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
Oh yeah. Before we get into that, I want to mention too, and some of the interviews that the Takahashi brothers were in, they actually mentioned how a couple nods to Golden Sun in Mario Tennis Aces, where in the Japanese version, one of the temples there is called Soul Sanctum, which is one of the biggest areas in Golden Sun, and they even mentioned Mario being a fire adept, which is something that's also in Golden Sun. And they've also mentioned how they want to do another Shining Force game, but Sega won't allow them. So they are actually wanting to do an RPG. What's the other RPG they could work on? Golden Sun. And then mid-2018, a trademark of Golden Sun comes out of nowhere. And at first we thought it was just a renewal of the first game, which we were like, wait, why would it need a renewal? It still had several years left on it, because a trademark only has like 10 years till they have to renew it. But then the end of 2019, we see that that trademark got an approval, and we find out this isn't a renewal. This is a brand new trademark. It actually even has stuff that relates to Switch stuff. And then Dark Dawn just got, the third game just got a renewal, so which proves more that this new trademark is ready to go. And we're just waiting for Nintendo to announce something about it. And we're not sure why it's taking them so long, because it was a lot of money for them to just spend it on just this trademark alone if they weren't going to use it in the first place. So, interesting stuff happening there. And especially, we just found out today that the trademark Golden Sun, the new one, is going off all over the world now. And Korea just got it too, which they've never had a Golden Sun trademark, at least we're not aware of. And other places. So it's been a weird situation right now.
Okay.
Did you have more space?
I mean, we're not saying that it's for sure happening, but it is starting to look like evidence is slowly trickling down. So fingers crossed for whatever this next direct is going to happen.
Yeah, and it could also
hopefully next week if possible.
Right. It could also lead into, you know how
it could be that they want Isaac and Smash and they just needed to renew the Golden Sun trademark, or it could be we're doing a new game, or it could be a multitude of things. It could just be that we're they're gonna do like Game Boy Advance Online, like they did with Super Nintendo and NES,
or an anniversary collection or something like that.
Yeah, it could be a whole bunch of things. We're not
plushies. What about a remaster like Link's Awakening? But
I don't think they would necessarily do a remaster so much as they would do a reboot. And the reason that I say a reboot is because in the first Golden Sun game is actually it's basically games 1 and 2 are pretty much the same, two sides of the same coin. Like they originally wanted games 1 and 2, those being Golden Sun and Golden Sun: The Lost Age, just to be one big game, right? And they had to split it up because of cartridge size limitations on the Game Boy Advance. But a remake / reimagining / reboot, whatever you want to call it, would give them the opportunity to envision that whole experience at once. And in addition to modernizing the game in a lot of key ways, you don't get fast travel on Golden Sun until the very, very, very end of the second game. Right? You don't get fast travel until the very end. Moving on the map's kind of slow. You know, being a Game Boy Advance game, there's no voice acting. There's a lot of stuff that you could actually do really cool and modern improvements on to make it like to take it from like a 9.5 out of 10 game to a 10 out of 10 game, honestly. And so like a lot of people say like, oh, well, why don't you just do a remaster? Absolutely not. You got to be more ambitious than a remaster would allow. If you want to, get a real bang for your buck, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
And if GoldenSun is definitely coming back, and we're really hoping it is, Nintendo could easily be like using Isaac as a shield pick, as people like to call it.
Oh my god.
To promote the new GoldenSun game.
That'd be the one time with a shield pick that I'd be absolutely zero objections to whatsoever.
Oh.
Although then again, I'm one of the weird guys that actually really like Byleth, so whatever.
Yeah, I also do. Literally, like no one listens to me. Everyone just gets angry at me and saying like, "Why do you like Byleth?"
I mean, Byleth is amazing. You get to see people get salty over another character.
What I loved about Byleth was that it took down a couple of fan rules that people were putting out, like it's all going to be third party in this pass. They're not going to add first party.
Everyone was
not
calling
going
me
to do a
crazy
shield
when I kept
pick.
saying that, and everyone just kept dissing me because of it. Like, I kept telling people, "Come on, there has to be like some sort of first party appearance."
Right.
See,
And people were like, "No,
so
it's all gonna be
happy that
third party."
happened.
They're like, "Until I see it." So yeah, I
Right.
basically proved them wrong, but unfortunately, I got the one character I didn't want. Like, oh Jesus Christ!
Well, speaking of which, while we're on that subject, I actually want to shout out Sonic Link's tweet, because we actually talked about you in a few podcast episodes ago. I can't remember which episode it was, but I said like I like your tweet when you said this now brings first parties as DLC characters now, because that's the good thing that came out of Byleth being DLC. So I did like your tweet.
That is true.
Yeah, one good thing about it.
This also means characters like Gino and Waluigi.
Gino is third party though.
Worst case scenario, we get Jonesy Fortnite.
God's sake.
What do you mean? That
I
sounds like the
actually would
best
be
scenario in my
If we
opinion.
get Jonesy Fortnite, I am quitting Smash forever.
No.
Jonesy
We get
builds in.
Jonesy, but we also get Isaac. Fair trade off.
Okay, if we got Jonesy and we got Isaac in the same direct, okay, it would be like the Thanos meme was just like a soul for a soul.
It just be the whole Thanos snap of the Smash community.
Yeah.
It's like Sakurai just like, we need to minimize the Smash Bros community by half.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then they
Jesus
he
Christ.
basically just erases everybody by showing off Jonesy like, okay, we quit.
So Sonic
I'm
Link.
actually surprised you talked about my tweet there.
Yeah,
Huh,
we did
cool.
talk about it, like I said, we like all four of us. We're from like different like corners.
I'll be right back. I gotta head off for just a minute or two again, okay?
That's okay.
Okay.
fine.
Us four were thrown together. We're four parts of different corners of the Smash community. I'm like a streamer / speculation person, but don't do it too much, but then plays other games, and I really love Smash and talk about Smash. WAH is the one, I follow WAH, so obviously I saw your tweet, and I said, oh look, this guy's tweet, I really do like it. He actually's got a good point, and so obviously I see his tweet. We got C&J doing something else. Whose phone is that? Space King's phone. Is that Space King's phone? And then we got C&J.
Yeah, I'm the leaker, the speculator, the everything, the Smash Flash 2 streamer. Yeah.
And then we got Micro. We got the Micro we've got Micro who does the thumbnails. Overall Pixar artist doing his own web series, or so C&J. But at the end of the day, we all play Smash, and that's what brings us all together. This is what the whole podcast is about. We've been brought together from all different corners of the internet, and now it's just bring other people here.
Whoa.
So.
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly what he said.
Yeah.
With bringing the Smash community together, this is sort of why I was trying to get the assist on board, because
We can't.
to us, because that's kind of what you're doing, trying to bring parts to the Smash community.
Yeah.
Parts that
It's
don't
like
believe in
getting
fan rules together.
It's like getting
instead
an entire alliance to combine
Hiding.
with another alliance.
Another alliance.
So it's technically
I
it's
am
true.
back.
Oh, welcome back. So technically it is like we're like the Assist Alliance, but like I don't even say it, but like with different sort of obscure sort of stuff. And then to have you guys on here today is an amazing thing. And like together, I hope we can definitely we'll support you in every way we can. So 100%. So But yeah,
Thank you.
I was
It's
just telling
too
them.
bad that we don't have.
There you go, Micro.
I was
Micro,
gonna
go on,
say
go on.
that. It's too bad that we don't have any female speculators at Smash theorists.
We do need to get
that
a
would
female
join.
Smash speculator on here eventually. So
Yeah, we
Yeah.
really do.
you do. So anyway,
Well, assuming that it exists.
it probably does.
Endangered species.
Yeah. So I just want to say, so we've done Space Kings. It's the same question with you. I know we've gone a bit of a tangent, but this is what we do here, so it's fine. I'm sure you guys don't mind listening as well. So Sonic Link, do you think we get an extra character, yes or no? And what would it be? Who would we want first? And...
Oh yeah, we were supposed to talk about that part.
Yeah. It's fine. It's
Forgot
fine.
about that.
I find it all interesting. Don't worry. I like it all. So
Honestly, to be honest, if we got a bonus character, I think the easiest and most likely bonus character that would work immediately would be Waluigi to me, because
Hell yeah.
we got a lot of the Nintendo stuff, and we even have a lot of Waluigi spirits. And to me, it's really hard to figure out what we can add if you had to be in the fighter pass, which was stage, music, spirits, etc. So
I
as
have
a
an idea
bonus
for
fighter,
this,
he
What's
works
funny
the
about
best.
that is the only render of Waluigi that hasn't made an appearance on Smash at all is the one from Aces. I feel like that would be the best fit for Waluigi, especially since Aces turns out to be the most selling like Mario like tennis game sorta, or
Oh,
any
yeah.
like Waluigi game that would represent him to look or feel as if he's a fighter. Because for some odd reason, Mario Tennis Aces has been considered more of a fighting game more than it is of a sports game.
And also, Waluigi first appeared in the first Mario Tennis game. That's how he first
That is
debuted in
true.
2000. So
And now
as-
he's in Mario Tennis Melee.
okay.
so yeah.
yeah.
So to me, Waluigi would be perfect as a bonus fighter, just like how Piranha Plant was a bonus.
Another Mario.
I get the feeling that-
it would just work perfectly.
You know what I think? I get, you know, the fact that they showed off 6 instead of 5 characters for the Fighters Pass. It feels weird that they made the last slot feel like a big deal. And I
In a
would
way.
hear that Waluigi would be considered last. Well, from a source that
I think
I
Sakurai
don't know
was
if that's
literally
how it
just
works.
trolling there. I felt like he just wanted to troll with people.
Yeah, that's also a thing, Nick, that I thought of.
Okay.
But I remember a while ago I read something from I think it was Push Dustin where he said if Waluigi gets in, he wants his spirit board to be just a ton of Waluigi spirits. that would be perfect, because then we'll just be saying screw you to the fan rules, just sticking a Virgil middle finger up to them.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Right, sorry for going on, but the thing is, I know we go on tangents and stuff like this, but the thing is, I like listening to it all, and you know, I'm sure the people at home do not mind at all talk about stuff. So I really don't think they mind. But a quick question: so why I say no Doom guy? Because I'm quite biased. You know, I like Doom. Don't get me wrong. I've actually got 1, 2, 3, and hopefully get 64 on my Switch as well. And Doom Eternal. I've got the Doom 2016.
Who is it?
But I honestly think it will. I want Master Chief. I love Master Chief. I love Halo as much as I like Smash Brothers. But what you brought, Sonic Link, what you said about Doom, about having all the games on there, that's very interesting. But I also thought of something else. Nintendo crossed over with Bethesda in actually Skyrim. You got the Master Sword and the Champion's Tunic in there as well, which I can.
No, dude, I do not want Dragonborn for Smash. God damn it, no.
No.
I'm going to be honest here. Dragon Ball would be extremely boring.
No, what I'm
Like,
saying.
nothing against Skyrim, but such a boring moveset.
No, but what I'm saying is, Bethesda did Doom. Bethesda did Skyrim to have, like, you know, the Master Sword and Champion's Tunic in, you know, Skyrim. That's another big step as well for Nintendo to let their properties into another game. So, yeah, that could. But then I always make the argument: Doom is 18. Halo is in its teens, like 15, 16 plus over here in the UK. So I think that is Halo's got slightly advantage over Doom. But that's that's just my biased towards
Which I do get.
Biased
In fact,
opinion.
you're also talking to a Halo fan
so,
right now.
Oh.
I actually do love Halo.
Yeah.
I played all
I've
the
never
Halo
played a
games,
Halo
at least the main
game.
ones. I still love Reach to this day.
And
I've never owned an Xbox. I've never played a Halo game. I'm sorry.
it's
I've only played one Halo game, and that's, I believe,
Cool.
5.
Yeah.
Or hopefully I'm not butchering
But
it.
yeah, like for me, when it comes to Master Chief, I would be totally okay with it. However, I want to see Doom Guy get in first because he is the one who defined first-person shooters.
Yeah.
Like he is the grandfather of first-person shooters. Even Sakurai himself had said John Romero is the father of first-person shooters. He literally said that. So it's like it's a no-brainer to have at least Doom Guy in first to be the first.
I think they both should be in, but I think they
both for sure.
see,
Both would be awesome.
see, this is the
But-
thing. Like, I think, like, I want people to argue with me against why Master Chief should be and why Doom Guy should be. I love the argument. I love it. So if I ever argue, I'm being biased. But yeah, what they could do, I mean, if they both did get in, like people say, oh yeah, Master Chief with guns and stuff. But then if you think about it, I don't know if any of you played Dead or Alive.
Doesn't Joker have a gun?
He does.
Yeah, Joker does
Yeah.
have a gun.
Yeah, but
Bayonetta has
people
guns.
were giving
Extra
Master
special
Chief.
with the gun.
People give Master Chief, like I said, oh, he can use his guns. But then Dead or Alive 4, Master Chief was in that for the Xbox, but he didn't use guns. He used grenades, but he just used his fists. So you could have Master Chief using just his fists and just be a fighter, but then have like Doom Guy use weapons. I mean, you could do that if they both got in, but who knows? But how I see it as well with Doom Guy and Master Chief, I don't want to dwell on this too long because I've been saying it for the past podcasts. I said I'm always biased. I want Master Chief to get in over a Doom, and it's a good point. You know, he's the father of all games. But then Doom is starting. I mean, with the release of Doom Eternal now, which is doing really well. Before that though, Doom wasn't really. Before like 2016, Doom was like in this bit obscurity, I guess, for a little bit, where Halo was doing so well. I mean, I keep bringing it up. I need to really get my fact check on this, but Halo 2 did more, sold more copies of a game than any other Hollywood movie back in the day, than anything else. The launch was so massive of Halo 2, and then Halo defined the multiplayer genre and online gaming and stuff like this. So it's kind of like history of a game versus like history of a game sort of thing. But then as of now, Halo is not really that good because obviously 5 wasn't good, 4 wasn't good either, but then Halo Infinite's coming out, so it's kind of like, oh, what'd you do, you know? So I agree.
Yeah.
Doom Guy should be in it because the whole, you know, they started it off, the fire of all first-person shooters, but then you've got to look at what they've both done as well. But I will definitely argue to the day I die that Master Chief should be in it, and I would never play Halo any other time but on Smash and Master Chief. So, but that's just me. That's how I see it. So, but that's why I wanted to bring it to
That
attention.
makes sense.
So,
Yeah.
and I
If
would argue.
Microsoft gets a second character, for sure it'll be Master Chief, for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you don't
Nah,
think?
more hardline at the
it'll
main
probably
theme.
be Steve.
So do you?
Probably be Steve.
I don't think so. I think Steve's out of the wall. I think Minecraft is best represented with a stage, personally.
Or even
what you could
me
do is, like-
costume or something.
When it comes to Minecraft, I feel like it would have a very interesting possibility for a stage where you could just like have like 1,000 randomized layouts, and every time you jump onto the stage, it's like the unique to represent like the procedural generation of Minecraft. I think that could be very interesting. I think that's
And
the
some
best
of the
way.
mobs could have come out too.
I think that's the best way to represent Minecraft, because Minecraft, you get Steve, okay? Like, Steve is iconic. I'm not going to argue against the fact that he is iconic.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing. You get into Minecraft. What's one of the first things that most players do? They change their skin. They've changed to a different character. And I mean, that's not just because that's not anything against Steve. That's just how it is.
Poor Steve.
Yeah. Minecraft is about the world you explore. It was never about.
Yeah.
And I always
it's
change
also
it.
about mining and crafting.
Yeah, and I always change my skin
Yeah.
to the Master Chief skin anyway.
If anything, I can either predict Steve being something as most of a or as more of a me
Outfit.
costume sort of potential.
Yeah, I see that as well.
Or if there is a spirit event about it,
Oh
then
yeah.
I expect Steve to be Link.
I
BOTW
I genuinely think Master Chief, if he gets in, and then he probably get a me costume.
No.
A Master Chief,
I
Chief me costume would be a fart in a
Yes.
bathtub.
It. I don't.
mean,
I
I
know.
wouldn't
I know
mind
where's.
as
I
long
know
as it
where's
comes with,
trolling,
being.
but yeah.
That's just like you went to the trouble of getting Master Chief's rights, negotiating to get like one of the biggest properties in all of gaming, and that's what
Yeah.
you do.
See,
No, that you don't do that.
I mean, that's what they did with Gino and Sans. That's for
Gino
sure.
is no.
Gino's not the same level.
Gino,
Gino is nowhere
Gino-
near that big.
neither
let's be
Gino
fair.
nor Sans are on Halo's level.
Nope. No way.
That's true.
No way.
That is fair.
Yeah, I would argue that. But
But I would also argue that Halo isn't on Minecraft's level, but you know.
ooh.
I just want to quickly say something. I would prefer Master Chief. But just because I would love to see the face of Xbox than Smash. I just think Steve is more likely.
See, there's one thing about WAH. WAH doesn't mean some stuff he says. He says about Jonesy in this just to wind me up and might cry, but he does it on purpose.
He only does it to troll me.
Yeah.
But in all truth, I actually wouldn't mind Jonesy being in Smash. I just
Oh, no.
wouldn't appreciate it because
I
of all the
would.
stupid memes.
I would mind Jonesy being in Smash. Look, I hate the battle royale genre because if you go into most of these games, what happens? They die, and
Yeah,
they
you
have a year in
can't
the
win.
you have a year in the spotlight, and the game dies.
I mean, to be fair, Fortnite has lasted a long time right now.
Not really. Its player base is going to the crapper. It has been for months.
to be honest, I have to agree with Space Ghost again because being biased for Halo. When Halo Master Chief Collection came out, it was the top game streamed, for PC. It was the top game streamed other than any other, beating Fortnite, Minecraft, Apex Legends, everything. So, what does that say?
Well, I mean, Minecraft has been one of the biggest games of the time for 10 years.
Oh,
Look at others.
yeah, don't get me wrong. No
Wait.
doubt, there is no doubt Minecraft will be represented in, probably in Smash, but it will not be a fighter. It will be like a me sword fire, 100%, and then it will be either a stage or like maybe a DLC assist trophy. Never seen that yet. That'd be interesting. So never
That
know.
would be interesting.
Yeah, like replace an assist
DLC
trophy.
trophies haven't been a thing actually. Now that I think
Actually,
about it.
that's actually a good point. Why don't they? If they're getting rid of one assist trophy to make it a fighter, then they're going to need another assist trophy.
The way you could do that with Isaac would be you place when you basically you just replace his model with his son because he has a son in
Matthew,
The
if I'm
third
right.
game.
yeah Matthew
Yeah.
in GoldenSun Dark Dawn. So you download the update, you get Isaac, and then Matthew replaces his assist trophy. Problem solved.
So yeah, that
It does the
what about
exact same thing.
Waluigi?
Mm.
I think Waluigi could be replaced with. I don't know if anyone thinks about a robotic version of him,
Wah
or
Peach.
maybe even the
Watron.
version
Watron.
of him when he gets possessed by.
I heard someone said they could replace him with Jimmy T, which I found interesting. Because the
Wow.
models are rather similar.
Wazza. It's
That
like
was-
Bowser.
that
I
and
got a
Waluigi.
good one. I got a good replacement for Waluigi's assist.
Who?
Foreman Spike from Wrecking Crew.
I just said that.
Oh, you did? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Yeah, Foreman Spike. Honestly, yeah, that would be a good way to represent Waluigi.
King Boo.
You could
Yeah,
replace.
Waluigi originated from Foreman Spike. That's
That
where
is
his
true.
inspiration came from.
All right.
I mean, you could replace a lot of stuff. You could replace Shadow with Silver the
Silver.
Hedgehog.
Yeah, Silver.
Sonic 06, it needs more representation.
I do want to play before anything. A Sonic 06. I know there was someone out there was trying to port it to the PC, so it has less load times and make it better than what it was. I'm not quite sure what's happening with that, but I would like to play on PC to have less loading times and stuff. That'd be awesome.
They're remaking it in the Unity engine
That's
to
it, yeah.
have better physics and less bugs and less terrible loading time, etc., etc.
All
It
right.
looks good so far.
To be fair, if they didn't rush Sonic 06, I genuinely think it would have been an amazing game.
All right. So we're gonna do. You got some others here from Block Content. So we got some. Videos from Block Content. If you guys don't know, Callum Stamp, Block Content, aka Block Content, did a video on Sonic and Crash Bandicoot crossover leak. So there might be a game coming out where Sonic and Crash team up, and apparently it's Cortex brings. I think that's the name of him, Professor Cortex, isn't it, from Crash?
Yeah.
Brings.
This sounds like fan
Yeah,
fiction
because-
nonsense.
Yeah. So it depends if you believe it or not, and I don't believe
Well,
this,
actually, there is an interesting piece of trivia here.
Mhm.
When Naughty Dog was first designing the first Crash game, and they were basically their first major attempt at a major game, they were basically designing the first Crash game that was like the first of its kind, which makes sense because it was like one of the earliest 3D platformers. And the prototype that they had was basically like they were basically envisioning a Sonic game where where you're positioned behind Sonic instead of to the side of Sonic. And what they called the prototype, they called it Sonic's Ass Game.
Bruh. Bruh. What the?
Yes, that was that was the prototype for Crash 1.
Well, I will say this: wasn't there a leak that showed off a new Crash model being on or a new Crash render being on a bus or something?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
You think that has anything to do with that crossover?
I think it's Crash 4, not a crossover, personally.
Also, I'm gonna go back to that Shadow assist trophy thing. Instead of it being Sora, let it be a Shadow Android from Shadow the Hedgehog.
Ooh, perfect.
Oh God,
Yes.
kill me!
Metal
Gag me with a spoon. Gag me with a spoon.
Yeah, then they could add that a DLC assist trophy being that dark boss thing from Shadow the Hedgehog.
I want the die.
No, I don't think you're getting the point. Then you can add an assist trophy section for that, so it can become a character.
Die once now.
Okay, so should we move on to the next subject? Any other thoughts on this Sonic and Crash crossover thing? I don't believe it personally, but anyone else believe
I don't
it?
believe it.
No,
I don't believe it at all.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen considering
It seems
Mario
eventually
and
far
Sonic
stretched,
haven't
or
had official good crossover outside the Olympics yet.
It seems
It
a
would
bit too
be-
stretched, honestly.
It would be funny that new Sonic at Olympic Games that doesn't have Mario actually turns out to be Crash.
Oh, do you know what? I was actually
will
thinking
say
that. I was going to say, instead of like Mario and Sonic, it'd be Sonic and Crash at the Olympic Games instead.
Are you telling me that Mario and Sonic can't get a platforming crossover like we've always wanted, but instead of a freaking sports game, but Crash?
They kick Mario out.
Oh, I do think that Sonic and Crash, like aesthetically, they could fit together. As where there's a bit of a tonal clash there with Mario and Sonic.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, though, no, it doesn't. I don't think that works out because, well, Sega went through a period where they were like releasing a Sonic game like every goddamn 8 months, and they very heavily slowed down on that, like in the late 2010s and especially the 2020s. And I don't think that they would like sign off on anything like remotely experimental with Sonic at this point, because like, well, you mean Sonic's reputation is starting to catch up with him. Apparently, Sonic Forces sold very poorly, and Sonic Lost World before it. So I'm thinking that they're definitely going to want to be very careful with their approach to the Sonic franchise anymore, and not take risks like a Sonic Crash game. Well, I do admit a Sonic Crash game would be really cool. Probably, if it was given the time to be good. But that having been said, though, I just don't see Sega signing off on it because they want to be careful. Because like this is their star property, and well, if your star property is not selling well, the business isn't doing well, basically.
I agree with that.
Sonic games are either very good or very bad.
Well, and I do
or
want to
they're-
say
or
though,
they're
I don't
both
think
stunning.
I do want to say though, I don't think like a few more Sonic flops would hurt Sega significantly. I mean, they got other revenue streams. They got like Puyo Puyo, Yakuza, Persona, etc., other series that make money, but.
What?
I don't know what happened. CJ came back drunk, apparently.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, I just don't see it happening just because of the risk factor and.
I don't know what's going on.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Roboto.
He is currently broadcasting from Mars.
Yeah. So.
Watch out, the demons might get you.
Nah, he's Eggman. He's pissing on the moon.
All right. So.
Oh, and he posted on Twitter that he would try to kill Shadow because he pissed on his wife. Yeah.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, everyone, I have to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog is a.
Somebody actually analyzed. Somebody. Somebody actually analyzed the plot of the real-time fan dubs of like what was going on, and they realized that Eggman didn't really do anything wrong because he just had a complete and utter mental breakdown.
I want someone to make that
When he
meme.
graduated in escape the laboratory, he wanted to see his wife.
I want a meme of
That
Eggman crying his
Mario-
head. What happens if Eggman did nothing wrong? But anyway, so
Okay, so
Let's-
next,
yeah,
I think the next thing was Tracer is pretty much be confirmed apparently.
yeah, so what we said
Yeah.
earlier, so Sakurai all but deconfirms Overwatch Tracer coming to Smash Ultimate. So the possibility of an Overwatch hero coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as a DLC fighter may have just been taken a major hit after comments from the series creator Masahiro Sakurai. In a recent Famitsu column translated by journalist Push Dustin, Sakurai talked about what games he's been playing lately, and for anyone expecting Tracer to blink into battle, these words still will sting. While been playing some new and classic games, including Apex Legends, which has been enjoying,
Yay.
the same can't be said for about Blizzard's hero-based FPS. Let me see. On the surface, this may not seem like anything too major, and it at least shows that he's played some Overwatch. However, Sakurai has a history of playing games featuring a character that would be added before adding him to Smash. For instance, DLC Fighter 5 Bailiff was in development. He planned in early versions of Fire Emblem Three Houses. So then Push Dustin's got this tweet here from Sakurai via his column. Feels as though the emergency brake has been pulled on our close-knit society. It's a very different time, but to get over it, we need to understand each other and work together. And then goes on saying there is also an interview between Sakurai and Yamamoto. Shaho, I hope I said that right. She's a manga artist. Jesus.
Manga.
Manga artist.
Manga.
Some
Manga
bits. Sakurai reads
One Piece.
manga before he goes to sleep. Sakurai enjoys playing Apex Legends. He's playing a lot of new and classic games in general. He hasn't played much of Overwatch Online. So I don't think that really deconfirms. It's just he doesn't play Overwatch as much as he's been playing Apex Legends. If anything, we probably get an Apex Legend character. So
For God's sake.
Sakurai plays Minecraft a lot, and Steve is still not in.
but then we've got DLC coming out.
Well,
so
Yeah.
simple. He's planned to be one of the 6 characters, logically.
Okay, something a bit weird. Something really weird happened with my Discord. Like, I couldn't hear anything like the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh,
I'm having
okay.
technical difficulties.
Oh no.
I literally just read out, just Push Justin saying basically Sakurai's been playing more Apex Legends than he has been Overwatch Online. So.
Okay, and then literally right after you mentioned not playing Overwatch, it cut out for me.
Just like Push Dustin, just basically said that. That's all really.
Yeah, I didn't realistically expect Tracer anyways, because I feel like if Activision Blizzard gets a character, it'll be Crash.
I don't think this takes a hit to Overwatch. I was telling the guys, I don't think it takes a hit. He just said he doesn't play much of it. It doesn't mean that he's not playing it or hasn't played it. He just doesn't play much of it. He plays Apex Legends, and I said more likely get an Apex Legend rep than anything.
Then Ant. Explain this.
Nah.
He plays Minecraft.
Yeah.
It says
more.
Sakurai plays a lot of games,
Yeah.
and yet we got a lot of characters that are not playable. So
Exactly.
it's
So-
like doesn't really mean anything. It's just that he hasn't played it. That's really it.
Mm.
And plus,
Yeah, it doesn't
and
really
even
hurt our
then-
chances, but still, realistically speaking, I just think that Crash is more likely for an Activision Blizzard character.
This
Well,
time,
even-
All
even
about
Blizzard in one interview, Blizzard actually got asked about if they could bring a character from one of their IPs, and they said we would love Diablo from Diablo to be a playable character.
Diablo from Diablo. How nice.
Mm.
Yeah.
Diablo
Which-
from Diablo.
Yep.
So what
Kirby
do you,
from Kirby.
I was gonna say, what do you guys think about this then? So Tracer, yay or nay? So
Sans for
nay.
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 I'd be fine with Tracer as long as Crash, Spyro, a League of Legends character, and Diablo just for the meme came in first.
Bruh.
All right, okay, so we're going to move on to Papagenos' videos now. So, as I said, we try and do a weekly roundup of everyone's leaks and videos and stuff. So we had a lot, but it's okay, we can keep going. So we're
How
trying
about
to
other
get...
news?
Sony possibly buying Metal Gear Castlevania and
Bullshit.
Silent Hill from Konami?
100% bullshit.
Oh please, I'm praying it's
I
bullshit.
agree with them both.
No, there's a good reason that it's 100% bullshit, okay? There's a really good reason. This was reported on by... This was reported by Jack of all controllers.
Oh.
I've never heard of him.
He's fake. Basically.
A Jack of all controllers is run by a Twitter user called Alpha Fox Werewolf. Okay, if you know anything about Alpha Fox Werewolf, that guy is an asshole, a liar, and a manipulative. Alpha Fox Werewolf.
Oh, I think I've run into him before.
Yeah, no, like raging, horny Sony fanboy.
Jesus Christ. Well, it looks like that's deconfirmed like hell.
No, the guy literally, dude, okay, so, basically everyone in the video game industry knew that Death Stranding was gonna come to PC, okay? This guy's website, his fanboy-ass website, was the only website saying that Death Stranding wasn't coming to PC. The only one! The only one! So no, he's a blatant liar. He doesn't run a legitimate business. Jack of all controllers employees don't get paid, and they get treated like garbage. There's a rotating staff, and it's just like they hire and fire people 24/7. They are fake. They are bullcrap.
I know.
Well, I guess that's all different.
Yeah.
100%. You don't need to worry about that.
Oh, thank God. Because you want to know what? I was praying that this was bullshit because I only voted for 2 characters in the ballot. Waluigi because I was a stubborn piece of shit. and Snake because I remember I used to main him back in Bro. And if they just suddenly became near impossible, that would have hurt me so much. Because I really like Snake's playstyle.
I mean,
it would also hurt me too because
There's
Castlevania.
genuinely nothing to worry about there, and also it's just like a logistical problem because let's consider the following, okay? Let's consider the following. If they were to do it, you do realize how valuable the Metal Gear Solid property is, right? It's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. It's basically it's probably $1 billion franchise, I'd say, actually, just because of how you can release a new Metal Gear game and it sells 10 million copies easy, right? That's just how big that franchise is. It's like the premier franchise from Konami. It'd be like Sega going to market to try and sell Sonic. It's just a logistical nightmare, and the price tag that you'd be paying is just way too much. They'd be paying pretty much the same. They'd probably be paying as much for Metal Gear as half the cost of engineering the PS5.
Jesus.
So no, it's not happening.
It's good because the next thing was the fate of Snake, Simon, and Richter.
That's some real shit.
But now because we know more details about it, we can safe to say they'll still be anonymous. So
yeah, there's no need to worry about that.
Oh, good. Okay, so
I would have been so sad if that did happen.
Did you guys have any knowledge of?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you guys have any knowledge of the people who reported that, or anyone? Or no?
Nope.
No, it's only from
I
Papagenos.
I did.
So
I think I ran in.
Papagenos got it from Jack of all controllers because that's the place where it started getting picked up.
Wow, so we were all trolled by this son of a...
Yeah, no, never, ever trust Jack of all controllers information.
Well, the thing is, just to defend Papagenos, though, he said he only does videos and content if someone has really credible proof and make sure he background checks. Because even stuff I've sent him before he's done a video, he actually hasn't done videos on what I've sent him, to be quite honest, and most of them, because he's always asked people to background check all his sources. And he said, I think he said to us on the podcast, he said he casts his net sort of thing, or I think Micro said that about that, and said that he casts his uses these people his sources to see deconfirm stuff pretty much. So So I don't think he would have done that unless something he couldn't figure it out or something.
Like,
or the sources.
even if you like go into it, like if there's a legitimate rumor, like 99.9% of the time, you can go onto Reset Era, and there will be a big thread talking about it. Okay, the day that information dropped, there was nothing, because I'm willing to bet that they made a thread and just deleted it because it was bullcrap immediately.
And also,
so I don't think that Papagino has got it like maliciously wrong. I just think that he might have heard like, oh yeah, it came from an actual journalist. Well, no, not like semi-legit journalist, or maybe what I think is far more likely is that you'll have a situation where maybe Sony managed to secure the rights to a Metal Gear Solid 6 or something like that.
Metal Gear Solid 6.
Yeah, something like that.
And also, he usually says shoulds and coulds as well, and maybes. He doesn't, like, I think this is what we talked about with him on the podcast. It's like, he never says anything's like 100%. Obviously, it's all coulds, shoulds, maybes, and it's all speculation at the end of the day. So, you know, he's always got that as well, like, saying he's, you know, whatever it is he's talking about is a should, could, maybe thing. Anyway. So, yeah, No More Heroes and Xenoblade showing up on the eShop for pre-order. I didn't see this, but I guess you guys saw it. Apparently, I heard about it, but I didn't see anything like this popping up. So, but
it wasn't in the Xenoblade Deluxe was in the UK, but I don't believe No More Heroes 3 showing up was in the UK.
It did show up for me on my end.
I believe that both of those games are relatively soon. I think they're both going to come out in the summertime. So it makes sense. I feel like we probably should have had a Direct by now. And I'll go a step further, and I'm going to say that we probably would have had a Xenoblade Direct proper, like a proper Xenoblade Chronicles Direct, where they go over Definitive Edition and possibly announce something like a Xenoblade 3 or maybe an export to the Switch, right? I feel like that's... I feel like we're just like very short on information, and that's not by design. That's just because of the coronavirus and like just delaying everything. Period. Right?
Yeah.
Like Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. It's their first big Monolith Soft's first project since 2018. So it makes sense that we're supposed to hear a lot more about it, and it always just kind of, because it is a remake, not like a proper new title, it did kind of just strike me as the type of game that you just plop it in the summertime. That having been said, though, as for No More Heroes 3, I don't know the specifics there. I'm just assuming that Nintendo probably is funding it or publishing it. I'm guessing. I don't know, but if like the same story there as Xenoblade, like they probably would have had like a big focus on that in the Nintendo Direct by now, but because of coronavirus, no Direct, blah, right? So like stuff they probably had pre-planned to show up, like Xenoblade and No More Heroes eShop things just popped up because it was timed to pop up, and they just didn't change it in time, basically, because plans shifted.
All right, so I can't wait to play Xeno, because I didn't play Xenoblade, the first one, on the 3DS, unfortunately, because, well, I just didn't get it. That's my reason.
Xenoblade Chronicles 1 is a masterpiece. It is genuinely, I mean this very sincerely, it is the best game I've ever played. Period.
I can't wait. It makes me hype real.
Yeah, no. One of the most emotional stories I've ever seen put into a video game. The combat, very in-depth, very engaging throughout. Some of the best characters and character writing I've seen in ever, basically. Like the long time I've been gaming, like ever, in Xenoblade 1. And I was legitimately screaming my lungs out when they announced the remake.
I can't wait. It's gonna be interesting for me to play it and stream it. I can't wait now. I'm getting excited just for you talking about it. So can't wait.
Also, did you play Xenoblade 2?
I did not.
It does actually have story connections to Xenoblade 2.
Oh, cool.
Which is interesting.
I will definitely need to definitely check out. There's a lot of games I need to play, a lot of games, new and old. I need to complete. So
same, man.
It's the same, yeah.
Never played Doom, never played Halo, never played No More Heroes, never played any Xeno games.
Well, a recommended game for all of you. If you've all got a Switch here, and I'm assuming you all have, get Grandia 1 and 2 HD collection. Oh my god, you talk about game. It was a PlayStation 1 game. They've remastered the sprites and stuff. You can tell it's a PS1 game, but it is amazing. The story is great. It's a really long game, and everyone watching, I would definitely recommend this game, picking it up. It's such a good game, and I played it in PlayStation 1 all those years ago. An amazing masterpiece. So, but anyway, it's come to the time where we ask questions from you guys from the chat. If anyone's got any questions for Sonic Link, Space King, Sister Alliance, and GoldenSun Shitposts, just let us know in the chat. Anything you want. So
Oh, snap.
What was that?
Oh, I just said, oh, snap.
Oh, snap. The thing is, we should have done this a bit earlier, because there was a lot of people here who was asking questions, but it's okay. It's cool. Whatever. I don't mind. So I know the Ultimate Cog was like really active today in the chat, and Beverly as well. We had a lot of people. We had the Assist Alliance as well, with our official YouTube channel. That's amazing. So if you guys want to ask us anything, let us know. It could be any one of us. It could be Assist Alliance as well. Anything. Let's see if we're going to get anything, because it takes a while for everyone to start getting their questions in. If there's anyone.
It's funny because it's true.
It is. Has any of you guys got any questions, or was we going to move on in the chat?
VeggieTales hype.
Did you guys see this Irish the Hedgehog Sonic trailer? Yeah.
No.
I did.
I did.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Irish the Hedgehog.
I can't believe it.
That's crazy that happened.
No, I don't know. I don't know how I felt about that, to be honest.
No, paint as usual, I see.
So don't worry. They're only adding on to the Infinite Sonic cast. There isn't enough Sonic.
Doesn't any Sonic character have to have the name start with S anyway? Isn't that supposed to be a thing?
Sonya.
Sonya, well, except for Marnik, but you know.
No, from Sonic Underground. You not remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
I do.
I remember that.
What do you think
Sonya and Manic.
Ultimate Cog asks, what do you guys think Dante's moveset would be like?
Well, considering I don't play a Devil May Cry game, I don't know.
I actually have played a Devil May Cry game. Dante's moveset could be very, very interesting, because he's got a wide array of weapons and different unique fighting styles. So I think it would just be sort of kind of like Shulk, but even more in depth, because like in addition to like changing the fighting style, it would also be changing the weapons. So yeah, that's how I think he would work out. Also, I think like his whole dynamic in Smash would be like sort of like being Bayonetta's rival, because Hideki Kamiya has always said that if Bayonetta and Dante meet, like he wants it to be on his terms. So I think that he'd probably be the one that set up the reveal trailer and all that.
That actually would be very fitting, now that I think about it. And Devil May Cry is on Switch already with all of its adaptations. So it wouldn't really be any, like, it wouldn't be bad at all now that I think about it.
Not at all.
Yeah, I need to still play that. I've got that free with the Game Pass, the newest Devil May Cry. I still haven't played it yet. which is good. It's a good thing about the Game Pass. So, I was going to say Battle Pass again.
Why do you keep saying Battle Pass? No.
Because, you know...
You swine.
I don't know.
You swine.
So, King of Games said, if you had to cut 3 characters, would they be... and 3 characters you don't want in Smash ever? Now, I think we answered this question before. I swear we have. I remember this. But instead of us choosing, let's let Space King and Sonic Link answer this question.
3 characters I'd cut. I would cut Joker, I would cut Terry, and I would cut Incineroar. 3 characters that I don't want in Smash ever. Jonesy, I'd say like obscure indie characters. I feel like if an indie character gets in, it needs to be someone big.
Freddy Fazbear.
And I don't. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. I don't want something like that. And I don't want... I also really, 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 really do not want another goddamn Pokemon.
Okay, Sonic Link?
Oh boy. trying to cut characters for me is insanely hard because I actually like all of them. They all bring something cool to the table, and everyone has that. Each character has a fandom behind them. So for me,
It's easy for me.
really
You saw
hard.
me go off rapid fire.
I'm just like I don't know who.
Well, the reason, okay, well, you gather your thoughts there. I'll just go into the specifics behind my 3 cuts, okay? Okay, the reason I'd cut Joker and the reason he was my first say to cut someone is because there's literally like no Nintendo connection at all there, and I feel like if you're gonna be in Smash, there's gotta be at least some common DNA there, but there isn't. There really isn't. And like people have been begging Persona 5 and begging Atlas to put Persona 5 on the Nintendo Switch for the better part of 2 years now. And it's just like 1 year out the other. Like they had this massive hashtag the other day. They had this massive hashtag the other day where like people were like literally begging Atlas to put Persona 3, 4, and 5 on the Nintendo Switch. It was hashtag break free Persona. And it got like tens of thousands of tweets. And like nothing. Just total complete and utter radio silence. And I just like you know, oftentimes you'll see like a developer, like if they get like their game on the Nintendo Switch, or like they'll get their character in Smash, like they will go above and beyond out of their way to cater to the Nintendo audience. As we're Atlas, it just feels like it's just like contempt there. It feels like they just don't give a shit. Like they were given this massive honor of being in Smash, and they don't want to do anything with it.
See,
so yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, they did something, wasn't it, like, to get Persona 5 on the Switch, they wanted a following or something like that. They said, if you really want it, you need to keep telling us you want it. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what Break Free Persona was. That's what Break Free Persona was. And a lot of people, and there's also, like, the fanboy thing, like Sony fanboys have latched on to Persona like it's their child, like it owes them something, right? And the thing is that, like, Atlas has always been able to launch the Persona titles on whatever or more specifically, the Megami Tensei titles on anything that they want to. It's just that they don't. And it's annoying. Especially considering it's just like, okay, it kind of made sense like in the early 2010s when Atlas was a relatively obscure company, but after like Persona 4, its spin-offs, and now Persona 5, like they're like probably one of the premier RPG developers, like one of the biggest RPG developers in the world in terms of how known they are. So I'm just like, it's kind of anti-consumer just to have your golden goose just locked on one platform for no discernible, no good reason. And it's just, I feel like Persona should be on anything that anybody wants it to be, and they don't see eye to eye with that. Like, it should be on PC, it should be on Xbox, it should be on Switch, it should be on anything that anyone wants it to be on. Yeah. And they just aren't doing it.
I agree.
It's just like, screw it. It's just screw it. Like, whatever. You're not gonna comply. You're not gonna be pro-consumer. No, I don't want it. And I'm saying that as a Persona fan. I'm currently playing through Persona 4 Golden in my new free time given by the coronavirus. I'm having a damn good time, and as a Persona fan, I'm saying no, you shouldn't have representation in Smash.
That's a good point.
So anyway,
just watch, the next direct is gonna announce it on Switch just to spite you.
Now, if it happens, like literally, I take back 100% of what I just said. 100%. I would be so happy.
I tell you, that's one of the reasons why I'm holding off buying Persona 5 for my PlayStation, because I really want it on the Switch. So I'm not quite sure if
that's perfectly fine.
Because like
that's fair.
I feel like if I buy it for the PlayStation, I'm gonna buy it and it's gonna come out on Switch. I'm gonna be like, oh, for God's sake!
I mean, I'm not pushing for Persona 5. I'm the smart one here, pushing for Persona 5R to come to Switch.
Yes, or Persona 5 dancing. Yeah.
What?
We need that. We need
AJ, you have some weird taste.
Okay, anyways, as for Terry, why would I cut Terry? The reason I'd cut Terry is very simple. It's the same sort of situation. King of Fighters mainline titles haven't come to Switch since like the 90s. Can you get on that? Get on that. Okay?
That is...
Wait a minute. Okay, so Terry is a lot more recent though than Joker. As where it's not like Atlas is actively being tone deaf here, as where I feel like SNK are much more likely to actually like listen here. So I think that there's a much better chance. And if we get like the next mainline King of Fighters game on the Switch, albeit go for it, keep him in. But otherwise, like no, it's just like it's kind of just a pointless addition, right? Then you go into Incineroar, and with Incineroar, I like Gen 7, but I hate Gen 7's pick and smash. You've got my least favorite of the 3 starters. I wanted Decidueye, like really badly.
And it's funny that apparently, according to Sakurai, he was down to 2 choices: DNCI or Incineroar, and he went with Incineroar.
It's always a fire character.
I mean, I won't lie. I thought it was because the Grinch leak was fake. I thought that's why he went one Incineroar.
Oh god.
I had a sneaking suspicion the entire time that the Grinch leak was fake, so
I believed it 100%.
Me too.
I thought it was fake.
I
I thought it was fake.
That it was
I
real.
wanted
I
it
knew
to be
it from the
real.
beginning.
All right, Sonic Link, have you got
anyways,
your picks?
I've given Sonic Link more than enough time to collect his thoughts.
Well, if I had to choose, and again, I would rather not cut any character, but if I had to choose, Olimar. The reason because, first off, I never played a Pikmin game, and I have nothing against Pikmin, but when he was showing off first in Brawl, I was like, why? He also felt so off compared to the whole roster in Brawl completely. And I'm like, and of course this is like years ago when I said this, many years ago, where I'm like, why wasn't it Isaac instead? He would have fit the aesthetic of Brawl much better than Olimar. Olimar fit much better in Smash 4 as a newcomer there, not Brawl. But that was just my argument back then. Now I don't really care anymore. But Olimar, but again, nothing against him, his fans, or the game at all. And then probably Dr. Mario, because it's like, really?
Yeah.
2 Marios?
I agree with that.
Like, I guess there is a fandom for him from Melee, I guess, but I don't think a lot of people will use him. I'm pretty sure there's some that do, but I don't know. I just think he could have just been more of a palette swap for Mario, but that's just me. And third, honestly, I don't know.
I could tell you mine if
The
it
third
helps.
one- Yeah.
So
Sure.
mine are easy: Dr. Mario, Pichu, and Greninja.
Oh, Pichu. That would be a third right there.
I mean, I can tell you mine because
Pichu is an ultimate question mark? Pichu is an ultimate question mark?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pichu was like
Pichu
the
still
most
takes damage?
revealed. Remember? Like everyone's like,
no,
oh my god.
I'm saying this sarcastically. It's like Pichu is the most forgettable character in the game. I'm sorry.
I mean, when he was shown, I'm pretty sure he was like the most hyped moment. I part of me thinks some people were more hyped about Pichu than Snake. Just at that
I
reveal,
know.
and right after they were like, the shit is Pichu. Like literally right after he's shown.
So that's been mine. So you'd say Pichu as well then, Sonic Link?
Yeah, because Pichu does the exact same things as Pikachu does, just he gets hurt.
Yeah, he does.
Funny thing is, some friends of mine, I also host a Smash Brothers night where we get a lot of people together and just have fun with Smash. And there's this game type that we play on Smashdown where everyone has 10% health, stamina. We only have 1 minute, and there's 8 of us. And we gotta see who kills each other first. And who's the last man standing. It is the most ridiculous but most fun mode I have ever played. And someone got Pichu. All they did was use thunder. They killed themselves.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. What's great is that the person actually survived till they were down to the last 2, accidentally used thunder and killed themselves, and basically gave the win.
Oh, Jesus.
It was great.
All right, guys. I think we're all wrapped up here. Unless anyone wants to say anything else before we start ending the show?
Were there any
I
other
did see
questions?
some people. I did see some people arguing with my point about about like the lack of a Persona connection because of the spin-offs. I don't really count the spin-offs. Like, I'm talking about the mainline titles, and with the
Well,
mainline
it's
titles,
mainline as well. Don't worry.
stupid. It's just stupid. Like, okay, sure, okay, obscure, random spin-off title here, X, fine, whatever. You know that the main titles are the ones that people are coming to play for. Anyways, that's just my response to the comment section there about
That's cool.
my Joker rant.
I mean, isn't Persona technically a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei, though?
Yeah, it is. It is. They all fall into the larger Megami Tensei series, and Megami Tensei is a franchise that's been running for like the better part of 30 years.
Mm. All right. Anybody? You're right.
Oh, that's funny. Sorry, I was looking at some
got
of the
nothing
comments
to
and
say,
I
to be
saw
honest.
a sister line say "sad pigment noises."
that's what I was laughing at too. Yeah. All right, guys.
Oh, there's a few Dr. Mario mains here too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Again, I don't want to cut any characters unless I was forced to.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you was forced to, I'd be like you, Sonic Link. I wouldn't cut anybody, but if I had to, those would be the characters. I would even cut more. I'd cut Daisy. I'd cut Marth and have just Lucina. I'd literally cut a lot of characters. So, so yeah.
Just take all the ghosts.
No.
Or, like, I would like to all actual Alf, like Alf.
I would have him as alts, yeah. I would have the Echoes as alts more than anything, but again, we've got him. It is what it is at the end of the day, especially Dr. Mario. I'll definitely have him as an alt. But anyway, so guys, any other thing to add? Like, you guys actually here talking, TNJ Micros, Sonic Links, Space King, wonderful. Anything before we end it?
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
yes,
cool.
Thank you.
All right, then. We'll,
It's been a lot of fun.
you're very
Love
welcome.
to have you guys on another time.
100%.
And thank you for having a sister alliance with you guys as well.
No worries.
Let's just hope. I'll just say this. Let's just hope that Sakurai can get all the characters and, or at least he can get like all the directs out of the way, assuming that the apocalypse doesn't start before then because of the coronavirus.
There's no such thing as assist trophies anymore, and all of them are now a fighter.
Yes.
Oh my God! Please.
Can you imagine?
Oh my God! Womp is finally playable. We've all been waiting for.
No.
The moon.
Finally playable.
The moon's playable.
The moon's playable. No, that'll be Skull Kid.
Yeah.
What do you mean? We just said all
They're
the
gonna
sister
win
trophies
one Skull Kid and Smash.
Hammer, bro.
We said all the
The flash water is playable in Smash.
Anyway.
Oh, can you imagine? Like, can you imagine we actually get all those as fighters, and then we're about to download it the next day, and
Everyone
all of a
is
sudden, a
here.
giant asteroid.
Everyone,
comes down.
everyone is here, but its assist trophies is playable fighters.
Yeah.
Yes.
Flash water is playable in Smash now, right?
Hammer, bro. Hammer, bro.
Everyone is here.
Goldine is a.
Pong is playable.
Anyway, so anyway,
Y game color 17, something like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
just the claw for that rabbit. That just the claw is a playable fighter.
No.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up now. So all I can say is a big thank you to Sonic Link, Space King, GoldenSun Shitposting, and the Assist Alliance. I hope I said all of them correctly. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us today. It's been a privilege to have you on and have you talking about the history of the Assist Alliance and all what you do. It's been absolutely amazing. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having
Thank
us
you.
again.
No worries. And
Thank you.
anytime you want to come on, talk about anything you're up to, what you're doing, just let us know. Send us a DM, because obviously each week we're trying to get a guest every week, but at the moment it's a no-go. But if you just want to come on, talk about anything, even if you don't have to talk about yourself, just talk about Smash or anything Nintendo related or anything else, just drop us a DM or something. So
I'll definitely have to hit you up on that, guys.
Yeah.
Some more in the future.
No
This is
worries.
enjoyable.
Same here.
yeah, cool. I'm
Same
glad
here.
you liked it. As said, we're still like a kind of a still starting out podcast, but hopefully you guys in the chat have enjoyed it as well as you guys here. So and a big shout out to also let me say his name correctly, Takamaru for Smash as well, for doing the Assist Alliance YouTube channel and sticking with us. So thank you so much as well. And big shout out to everybody. And yeah, we shall see you next Friday. And link to everybody is in the description. So make sure you guys check out all our links as well. And we'll see you next Friday, same sort of time. So bye guys. See you later.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.